How do you go? We're about to be live here in a second, by the way.
Okay.
Okay. How do you go?
Robert M. Dayton 59 @gmail.com.
And you been getting my previous ones?
Yeah.
Okay, well, it's the same distribution.
Okay.
I didn't change that.
Okay.
That's very odd.
We're about to be live.
So nothing on the screen.
I've always had an experience.
We just doing today's or are we doing other days? Well, we've got to do some from yesterday. The affidavits came in after we adjourned. So I need to, I don't do mine through this list. I do mine through what's actually scheduled. And so if we're doing other days, I just need to include on my schedule more days. Yeah, we're gonna have to pick up 5, isn't it? They should be 3, 4, 5. 5 from the 10 o'clock docket yesterday, where the affidavits were received following in a timely fashion, but following our adjournment. Right. Okay. Yep. You're saying it's your choice if that's what you want to do. Yeah. I assume it's likely that is what you want to do. Might as well do it. Where are the guys? Should we send the sheriff out? Well, I'm looking to see, I didn't get any more. I didn't get any more accounts come up when I added another day. I added yesterday to it, and there are none.
Yeah, they are right there.
Right, but I mean, they're not scheduled. Like I had 29.
Oh, because
I still have 29.
Because Mike is gonna come in and read the email to us, and then we're gonna decide as a board what to do. But I know the answer.
All right. Otherwise, I have to like type in here what we're doing.
I was hoping you were here today.
Yeah, yeah.
Running late.
Yeah, Scott's not here either. But
Kids
at
on
least
the
we have a quorum. then.
Sorry. The heck did you do?
So those are no longer in the system. Right.
Yeah, we still have them as an 8. I just did a
Oh,
thing.
wait, why did it know? I'm sorry, it didn't say.
Call to order the Treasury Review Board for Aransas County. It is August the 17th at
8:34.
8:34. Do we have a quorum?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, we do.
We have a quorum, we're open for protests. The first thing on the agenda this morning is an email from O'Connor Associates.
Yes, there's an email in your tablet there, and it says, and this is a summary of what we have. So on the first page, it's the summary. We received an email from Jonathan Down, an agent for O'Connor, in which he was missing affidavits for the August 16th hearings, which was yesterday. The email came in at 9:30 on August 16th. We saw the email at 10:30, and the appraisal review board had adjourned for the day. The breakdown of the accounts is as follows. The 8:30 docket affidavits were 3 accounts, 13,309, 13,424, and 13,431. From the 10 o'clock docket, the affidavits received were for 5 accounts, 14,928, 57,066, 88,22,448, 16,350, and 16,779. The appraisal district's position on this, and of course the board can decide whatever you want to do, but the appraisal district's recommendation is the staff would reject the 3 affidavits for the 8:30 since they arrived after the commencement of the 8:30 docket. The other 5 accounts, which were scheduled at 10 o'clock or later in the day, should be heard on the 17th, which is today.
Right,
That's our recommendation, but you can.
motion,
I move that we reject the 8:30 docket from August 16th. It includes property ID 13309, 13424, and 13431 because it was after the 15-minute 8:45 deadline, but that we hear the 10 o'clock docket from yesterday.
second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Done,
Okay, do we want to start with that docket
might as
this
well,
morning? All right,
might as well.
so here are the case listings. There's 5 cases.
Okay,
We do have the 5 cases on 1 affidavit.
oh, we do,
Yes.
okay. In that case, you ready? Okay. We're opening, we're going to be opening a hearing, 5 hearings in a bundle from O'Connor from yesterday's 10 o'clock session, which came in late. This hearing is being recorded.
Looks like under protest is Q1 and Q2 for all of these, although a couple of them have, and I think it's just cut off, some exemption Q6 and Q11. Property description is incorrect.
Okay. We're the appraisal review board who will be hearing the protest today. We do not work for the appraisal district. We are appointed to perform an independent review of the protest. Protester has the right to appeal our decision. Appeal information will be provided to the protester with our determination. In accordance with tax code section 4145H, all written material is assumed to have been provided with the affidavit. The ARB members who are considering the protest have not communicated with anyone about the protest and are signing an affidavit to that effect. As relates to case number 2021-528, 557, 564, 1360, and 1363. I, Charles Powers, do solemnly swear I have not communicated with another person in violation of tax code 4166F.
I, Robert Dayton, do solemnly swear that I have not communicated with another person in violation of tax code section 41.66F as it relates to case numbers 564, 1363, 557, 528, and 1360.
Thank you. With regards to cases 564, 1363, 557, 528, and 1360, I feel Dr. solemnly swear I'm not communicated with another person in violation of tax code 4166F.
And I, Eamon Burke, do solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you shall present to the appraisal review board, the Aransas County Appraisal District is true and correct for cases 564, 1363, 557, 528, 1360.
We're opening a hearing on first one at case 564, account number 14928.
And in the tablet, there should be an August 16th
Okay.
docket.
It was empty a second.
It's empty, okay.
No,
Mine says folder is empty.
Let me see if you're connected to Wi-Fi then.
This will be the 10 o'clock docket then, on
This one is at
yesterday.
10 o'clock.
I've got some different numbers.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Well, if that's the case, then what we can do is go back to August 16th on
There
the
you go.
tablet.
Oh,
Sorry.
that's what I
about
did, sorry.
Okay.
I'm on yesterday, actually. Yesterday's docket.
Yeah.
that. So August
Smart
16th,
guy.
and yeah, whatever time it's
That's cool. Right.
on. Okay.
Oh, these might not be all 10 o'clock.
No, they're
it's
not all
10s
10
and
o'clock.
1:30s.
Oh,
It was
okay.
10 o'clock
So
and
actually-
later.
Two or
So
10,
564 is,
I got five.
Which
10
one?
o'clock,
10
10 o'clock. It's Property 14928.
Got a 554.
there it is.
At the top,
Got it. Okay,
Okay.
top of the 10 o'clock from yesterday. On yesterday. So
Yep.
carry on.
I'm not seeing it.
Go back to yesterday,
Yeah,
get all the way out.
all the way out.
And then go
Back
to
in.
August, no, just go to August 16th.
Okay. Hearings. 16. Wow. Still getting 554. Not 564.
Yeah, go, there, there. ARB hearings from the 16th. And go to the, go to the 10 o'clock.
Same thing.
Well, that's screwy. 'cause mine's- Okay.
Well, I have a,
The tablet.
Yeah. let's see what-
oh, hey, you just left mine.
Oh, did you lose it?
Yeah, in your folder.
Bet she's moving.
I bet you moved it.
Okay.
Let's check the 17th.
Move my cheese.
Herding cats.
Oh, there's an August 16th. I got it. There's an
Okay.
August 16th folder in August 17th.
There is, but it was empty. And then
Okay.
Just moved them all over.
Okay,
Okay.
That's new.
I'm
we all,
with you.
we all ready?
Yes.
Maybe.
Okay. All right, the property owner is Scott Johnson. The address is 135 Ocean Drive, Rockport, Texas 78382. Property description says Burton and Danforth, resub block 243 to 244, lot 10 and 12, 10 and 11, replat of tract A. Reasons for protest, Q1 and 2, sections 4 and 5 are blank. Statement of owner says number 14928, documented recondition of property should be included in appraisal, OPV 610,000. Statement of intent says they don't intend to appear at the hearing, signed by Chris Day. This property is, last known sale price was for $595 in 2008. Market value last year was $596.40. This year it was noticed at $694,600. Single family residential on Ocean Drive. The sales grid, it's a 6FB, it's a 2002, effective age 2002. The median sales value is $689,924. Margin of error, but indicates a negative adjustment. And the equity grid similar results, but the sales grid number is lower. It's 689,924. And I don't know what they mean by documented recondition of the property. It means a remodel. We don't have any effective age added onto or taken away from this property. It wouldn't make the value go down to 610. So I don't know what point is attempting to make there.
There's no other evidence, right? I'm not missing something here, right?
Doesn't appear to be. It's just the affidavit.
Okay. Leave it the way it is.
689.
689,920. Make a motion?
Yes, sir.
Wait a minute,
Oops.
just, I have 694.
689 is indicated by the sales grid.
By the sales grid.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're absolutely correct.
Okay, I'm gonna make a motion then on case ID 2021-564, account 14928, when considering Q1 incorrect appraised market value, or Q2 appraisal ratio exceeds the median level of appraisal. I move that we lower the 2021 appraised value of this property from $694,600 down to $689,920 based on a sales comparables.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Case closed. Opening case 1363, account 57066. Where's this one? No, same docket.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. Owner of this property is George B. Atis, George and Suzanne Revocable Trust. 106 Wisteria Drive, San Antonio, Texas, 78213. Property is 109 Ocean Drive. Reasons for protest is Q1 and 2. Sections 4 and 5 are blank. Statement of owner is 57066, subject property value, not supported by market activity, subject over appraised. Owner's opinion of value, 750,000. Signed by Chris Day, who doesn't intend to appear at the hearing. Right, last year, this property was certified at 638,690. This year it was noticed at 814,100. Single family residential on Ocean Drive. It is a 5 FB plus. It's 2,000 square feet. Oh, okay. And the median sales indicated value based on sales in this area is 809,605. Margin of error, but indicates a negative adjustment. The equity grid number is 825,000, which is $10,000 above our number. So we agree in principle in what they're saying, but our number is 809.
Discussion?
I don't have any evidence to prove anything else.
Okay,
809,600.
yeah, I don't see anything unusual on the property card here. Okay. So I make a motion on case ID 2021-1363, account 57066, when considering Q1 incorrect appraised market value and Q2 appraisal ratio exceeds median level of appraisal. No evidence was given for Q6. Exemption was denied, modified, or canceled, nor was there any evidence for Q11 given that property description is incorrect. I move that we lower the 2021 assessed value of this property from $814,100 down to $809,600.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Give me just a minute, please.
Okay.
He didn't say anything. Eamon? Scotty didn't say anything yesterday about being late or anything.
No. Didn't say anything about his attendance today.
I'm getting worried.
You're here next Monday, right? This coming Monday.
Yes, should be.
Okay, I was getting worried.
You'll be out.
Okay,
Houston.
okay,
Okay.
okay. Bye.
Monday for sure, maybe Tuesday, but probably just Monday.
Okay, yeah, I should be in a week next week.
It's going in the parking lot.
Okay.
Okay, great.
That's great.
All right.
Okay, opening hearing on case 557. Account number 8822448.
All right, this property owner is the Roz Halili Trust, P O Box 8448, Baycliff, Texas. Is it Baycliff or
Baycliff.
Baycliff? 77418. Property in question is 6097 Loop 1781, COD Gilliland, abstract A70, 7.233 acres. Reasons for protest is Q1 and 2. Sections 4 and 5 are blank. Statement of owner is 8822448. Lack of evidence suggests lower value. OPV 630,138. Signed Chris Day, who doesn't intend to appear.
Okay, thanks again. I cannot,
This one is in the 16th inside the 17th. Duration of the
wait, say that one more time.
Go to the 17th, and then there's a 16th folder in 17th.
I just looked at it.
I probably just didn't have time to.
Yeah, 564. 16, 16, 13.
557.
Right, what?
557 is the one we're looking for.
I know, 557, I'm not.
Okay. It's in my-
Scotty, we have 5 that we're finishing up from yesterday. We signed now. Just wait till you finish those 5.
Okay.
Okay.
You appear to be in the right place, you're just does look different. It's one folder.
I know that's right. It's good.
I don't know. So I'll tell you.
You want it? Mine? From yesterday?
Well, yeah.
And they're
Actually go to today
excessively.
and then go into the August 16th folder.
Today's the 16th, or to the 17th.
Today's the
Yeah.
17th, but these are 5 from yesterday.
And what time?
Well-
It just says August 17th. Oops.
This one's from the 1:30.
1:30. 5,
557.
August 16th at 1:30, 557. It's not here on mine.
Look in the 17th. There's an August 16th folder in that day. See if it's in there.
Here, let me just turn this around.
I got,
You can look.
You got it?
well, yeah, it's in the 16th folder in August 17th.
Yeah.
Yours is not up there.
Yeah, but it's not.
Yours is not.
It's a personal thing,
Yeah.
I'm gonna get some coffee.
as you should.
Would anybody like some coffee?
I'm fully caffeinated. Thanks.
Black?
I am too, yeah. it's black. Thank you very much.
Anybody has any questions about COVID? My doctor spent an hour talking to me. Like, I know.
Want to know what time it is? Here, let me tell you how to build a watch.
Yeah.
All right. Account 8822448. Last year it was certified at 695,320. This year it was noticed at 692,610. The heck is depreciating? Survey and images. Al Smith corrected GIS when doing split. So the value difference was partly because of some GIS adjustments.
Okay.
If you look at the property, there's like a weird
Yeah, there's a-
radial property line.
Yeah.
This is owned by the same people, it's one track. I know that this property has been for sale for about a year and a half. But for whatever reason, they decided to split it. I don't know what they're planning on doing with it. Median indicated value based on our sales grid is 950,642. And
Thanks, amigo.
equity grid indicates a value of 768,200, both of which are well above our 692,610. I think that number is sort of hamstrung by equity because this property is worth a good deal more than 690,000. But our numbers are just supported by our evidence.
Mm. So to make the acreage come out right, you had to do this.
I have no idea. I have no idea why they did it like that.
Okay.
It's gonna be hard to find and enforce that property line. It's hard to survey. It's not useful for any kind of land use that I can think of. We don't do the circular farms around here. I don't know why.
So this is 1780.
There's no entrance. There's no access to 1781 anymore.
Oh, you're right.
Weird.
Is this Port Bay?
Coconut Bay. There's a Coconut Bridge right next to it.
Of course it is.
This is the site of the home of James Powers.
Okay.
Former impresario. He's the guy who came from Ireland with a bunch of refugees and settled this whole area, and that's why they call it Imperial County. Before there was an Aransas County,
Mhm.
he became a Mexican citizen. He
Mhm.
was friends with the first president of Texas. That's why after he left office, they said that they would make, this is where Aransas City was going to be. And then they said we'd make another city across the way if they would incorporate it the state level.
Okay.
And they petitioned the new president, Mirabeau Lamar, to help them, and that's why they named it after him. That's why it's called Lamar.
Ah, okay. I seem to recall reading that in the history of Aransas County book.
Yeah.
Who owns 19?
So you guys would not have set this property line.
No. This is the property owner decided to split it like this.
Okay.
So he owns all of these pieces?
Yeah, he owns both of these little puzzle pieces there.
Well, there's three.
Mhm.
There's 88,
Oh, yeah.
09,
Yeah.
981, and then 19, 913.
Yeah, and it's been for sale for like over $2 million, so the whole
Okay.
thing. And so they just, I don't know why they decided to split it when they're trying to sell it. They must have some plans, but
Yeah,
it's weird.
very
Weird
odd.
property line.
Okay, I'm not
Okay.
seeing any reason to change it. The district seems to have made their case both sales and equity.
Mhm.
So I make a motion then on case ID 2021-557, account 88224448, when considering Q1 incorrect appraised market value and Q2 appraisal ratio exceeds the median level of appraisal equity value, that we maintain the 2021 assessed value at $692,610.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Case closed. Opening case 528. Account 16779.
See where this one is. She's slowly migrating. 557.
You got it, Amy?
I don't know. She's migrating them over. The previous case just showed up.
Okay.
Got it.
Is it in the 17th?
Yeah. and that's the folder.
Let's try that. Yep. Really good. Okay.
Property owner is James and Suzette Johnson, 220 Coconut Ridge Road, Rockport, Texas 78382. The property description is Coconut Ridge, Unit 1, Block 1, Lot 24. Selected Q1 and 2 in Section 3, Sections 4 and 5 are blank. Statement of owner is number 16779, age, condition, and location of improvements suggests lower value. Owner's opinion of value 300,000. They don't intend to appear at the hearing. Signed by Chris Day. Okay. This property was last sold in 2007 by the current owner for 313,000. Market value last year was 330,120. This year is 372,210. Neighborhood changes this year. That's it. There's no notes from this year. There's some stuff from previous years. Hurricane stuff. This is a 1970 house with an effective age of 1982. So the age and condition of the house appear to be, there's not much further back to go. As far as location, Coconut Ridge is a great location. Like neighborhood adjustment. Indicated value based on sales is 396,303. Indicated value for equity is 421,327. Well above our notice value.
So it's just the neighborhood adjustment driving the improvements.
Yes, this property is not get touched this year, which is part of this past appraisal.
Okay. Not seeing any reason to. Okay, I'm gonna make a motion then on case ID 2021-528, account 16779, when considering Q1 incorrect appraised market value. In Q2, appraisal ratio exceeds the median level of appraisal or equity value. Move that we maintain the 2021 assessed value of $372,210.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Case closed. Opening case 1360, account 16350.
The owner is Jeffrey M. Cancino, 12822 Braxton Pass, San Antonio, Texas, 78253. Property in question is 122 Bufflehead Lane, 78382. Reasons for protest are Q1 and 2, Section 4 and 5 are blank. Statement of owner is number 16350. Subject property is overvalued per market area. OPV 233,000 even. Signed by Chris Day, who doesn't intend to appear. Yes, Chris. This is Eamon. Dealer services calling for me. 13-year-old car. Okay.
The warranty is expired.
All right, so this is 16350. The value last year was 225,690. This year it was noticed at 248,259. It's on end of Bufflehead. The end of the dead.
Where is this, over in Lamar?
Now it's in Coconut Cove.
Really? You can buy a house on the water like this for less than 300,000?
No.
No, you can't. Okay. Yeah.
No, you cannot.
As long as you bought it in 19.
You know, it used to be kind of a rule of thumb that 300,000 was water money, where it was like,
Yeah.
when we were doing stuff, we'd look at a house and they'd be selling it for 310, and we'd be going, well, hang on, if you could have this, or you could buy a house on the water. Not anything crazy, but something, you know, City by the Sea or Coconut Cove or something. That number's not useful anymore. More
Okay.
like 400. Okay, So the indicated value based on sales is really close to our number. Wow, it's 284,968. The equity grid number is 278,683, which does indicate a negative adjustment.
Interesting piece of property.
It is. Boathouse in the back there.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Little private island out back.
Yeah. Any discussion here? I don't see any reason to.
I'm curious, under exemptions, it says DP,
Disabled person.
thank you.
There's a home, oh, it's got a homestead cap loss on it. That's one reason it's. Okay, yeah, all right. I'm gonna make a motion.
What about that exemption?
What about it?
Denied.
Their statement of fact says that the market, talk about market value. They do have
Q.
a. Where are their? I never find the exemptions on the property cards.
Got a homestead. Yeah. Where'd you see the
Exemption, under
disabled
exemptions,
person?
under
Exemption
exemptions,
denied.
underneath it says
Q06.
disability and homestead, I just found.
Oh,
that.
I'm in the wrong.
I think Charlie's talking about on the sheet here, it says Q6.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is, okay. Upper right hand
But
corner.
it shows that it's,
Shows that it has two.
shows that it's two.
They didn't give us any evidence as to which ones they think were canceled or denied.
So they have a DP and a homestead. So for a
Right.
homestead, they have to provide us with a driver's license and a statement that this is their primary residence. That's how they got that. The disability exemption is only given by presenting us with an award letter of some sort of like, what do you call it?
Oh, it's military?
No, it's from like Medicaid.
That kind of.
Saying you're disabled to this extent, and it's actually percentages.
Okay.
The veteran one is disabled DV. And the disability exemption is it's another partial exemption, like an over 65.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if was there an exemption that was denied?
No, it doesn't.
No record of that?
Here, so no.
I don't see.
Is there any indication that the property description is incorrect?
No, because we have 122 Bubblehead Lane. Legal description is the same.
Okay,
Unit 9 lot 36.
okay. Carry on.
Okay. So I'm gonna make a motion then on case ID 2021-1360. Account number 16350, when considering Q1 incorrect appraised market value, Q2 appraisal ratio exceeds the median level of appraisal, the equity value, Q6 exemption was denied, modified, or canceled, and Q11 property description is incorrect. I move that we lower the 2021 assessed value from $284,480 down to $278,680 based on the comp equity grid.
Second.
All in favor?
All right.
Okay, we have finished the ones from yesterday that. And, what's next?
All right, next we'll do the bulk of the O'Connors. We still haven't gotten a call from the agent. And he technically has till 10:15 because the first one is on the 10 o'clock docket.
Oh, okay.
So we'll go ahead and
What time is it now?
it's 9:10,
10. 9:10. No, I get it.
but we have all the other accounts. And then if we don't hear from them, we'll do those other two accounts
Should be
separate.
different.
Pretty confident.
Okay.
What's that?
The guy who's calling should be Patel again.
Yeah, yeah, right. No, we're gonna do the real August 17th at 8:30, right?
And we
Right.
should swear in for everything.
So, yeah.
Oh, you got it. Okay. Hold on.
And then
Never
on
question.
here, you can read it as 529 through 532. if you
Right.
want to, so,
Now, these go through
the
Oh.
whole day,
the whole day,
yes.
and they are, and you have omitted the two that we might call.
Yes, Beth did, we've got the two in there ready to
Okay.
go, so, yeah.
So if they come in, we'll add them in the end.
Well, would you
or
rather
pause.
me come break in to the session?
What's the law? Is there any legal implication to this?
Well, there could be for the 10 o'clock.
Okay,
You have to hear it within 2 hours.
okay. So just, if he calls, just break in, otherwise we'll
Okay.
throw the affidavits at the end. Okay. We're opening a series of hearings, all related to accounts by O'Connor, from O'Connor. The accounts, case numbers are 2021-419, 426, 427, 428, 438, 439, 442, 480, 486, 487, 488, 510, 514, 517, 529 through 532, 538, 566, 1261, 1697, 1707, for a total of 23 accounts. This hearing is being recorded.
It's like Q1 and Q2 are protest.
Okay. We'll check on others along the way if other boxes checked. We have the appraisal review board that will be hearing the protest today. We do not work for the appraisal district. We are appointed to perform an independent review of the protest. Protester has the right to appeal our decision. Appeal information will be provided to the protester with our determination. In accordance with tax code section 4145H, all written material is assumed to have been provided with the affidavit. ARB members who are considering the protest have not communicated with anyone about the protest and are signing affidavits to that effect. I, Charles Powers, do solemnly swear I have not communicated with another person relevant to case number 2021-419, 426, 427, 428, 438, 439, 442, 480, 486, 487, 488, 510, 514, 517, 529 through 532, 538, 566, 1261, 1697, 1707, for a total of 23 accounts. I have not communicated with another person in violation of tax code section 4166F.
Some of those weren't on this list.
We're on this list.
Right.
Should be, there might be two.
There
that
should
are
be
different.
two that were held out because they're Patels. We were waiting for him to call in.
Okay. I may have just latched onto those.
Okay. I, Robert Dayton, do solemnly swear that I have not communicated with another person in violation of tax code section 41.66F and this as it pertains to the following cases. Case 2021-419, 426, 427, 428, 438, 439, 442, 480, 486, 487, 488, 510, 514, 517, 529 through 532, 538, 566, 1261, 1697, 1707, for a total of 23 accounts.
Regarding cases 419, 426, 427, 428, 438, 439, 442, 480, 486, 487, 488, 514, 517, 529 through 532, 538, 566, 1261, 1697, and 1707. I, Bill Duck, do solemnly swear I have not communicated with another person in violation of tax code 4166F.
I, Scott Wagner, do solemnly swear that I have not communicated with another person in violation of tax code section 41.66F as it relates to case numbers 2021-419, 426, 427, 428, 438, 439, 442, 480, 486, 487, 488, 510, 514, 517, 529 through 532, 538, 566, 1261, 1697, and 1707, total of 23 accounts.
And I, Andrew Burke, do solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you shall present to the appraisal review board for the Aransas County Appraisal District is true and correct. This is for case numbers 426, 427, 486, 514, 1707, 428, 487, 529, 566, 1261, 442, 510, 517, 530, 531, 419, 438, 439, 480, 488, 532, 538, 1797.
Howard said we're on a 2-minute break.
Okay.
Did you want to-
No.
Do it 5 or 426 first.
Be my guess.
Okay.
I'm assuming we're doing them by time and then secondarily by account within the docket.
Okay.
That's my
Yes.
that's my assumption of how we'll do them.
Yeah, because that's how the dockets are default arrangement taxes. No, they're not.
No, they're not.
1697. It's case ID. That's how it does it.
Numerically.
Scott,
Yeah,
it does it by docket and then case ID. I was
Yes.
thinking-
yes, case ID, meaning 426 is our first.
Yeah.
First one, yeah. So it's hearing what's agent, first of all, like there's some that are not a record. And then secondarily by hearing docket, the time, and then tertiarily by the case number.
But that he knows how to do the case numbers in order. It goes from, it puts 1261 at the end instead of the second.
So what comes after tertiarily?
We talked about this and Eamon said,
Yeah, you made that up.
now he told me that the other day, we had this conversation, because we said something about something saying tertiarily and, whatever,
Collateral
and
agents and-
yeah. And he brought that up saying, no, this is the one you never hear, this one.
Bovine for cows.
Yeah, right.
Whenever you get an adjective that comes from a different root than its mother word. All that stuff.
By the way, you didn't miss anything.
We went far afield.
We're done. I make a motion.
Yeah, don't adjourn yet, please.
I wasn't gonna say.
Opening case number 426, account number 17211.
All right, the owner is James D. Jr. and Robbie Ward, 361 Coconut Ridge Road, Rockport, Texas, 78382. The property in question, however, is 4 Coconut Ridge Road, 78382. They've selected Q1 and Q2, sections 4 and 5 are blank. Statement of owner says, number 17211, land sales in market areas suggest lower value. OPD 349,000 even. Signed Chris Day, I intend to appear. 17211. Okay, so the last sale price this thing sold in 2020 for $590. Even. Last year it was noticed at $337,860. This year it was noticed at $361,470. Sold for way more than we have on it. There's an inspection note that says last year that the improvements were removed, that we noticed that the buildings are gone. What was sold is vacant land. And there's a next inspection question that says new construction, so possibly you're building something. The Sales comps indicate a value of $386,599. The subject sale is not on the sales comps, but I would just point out it would be far and away the strongest sale. These are a little bit more down to earth. They still indicate a value over our newest value. The equity grid shows this property is just on a land table, so it's exactly the same, 361,470. That's all.
For this year at least, the property card just shows land. There's no
It's
improvement.
just land, yeah.
Okay.
There used to be buildings on here, but not anymore.
Okay. Seems like the district supported their case, and both of those numbers are way less than the sale price.
Yeah,
Okay.
for sure.
So I'm gonna make a motion then on case ID 2021-426, account 17211. When considering Q1 incorrect appraised market value and Q2 appraisal ratio exceeds the median level of appraisal or equity value, I move that we maintain the 2021 assessed value at $361,470.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Case closed. Opening case 427, account 17212.
Okay, the owner is James D. Jr. and Robbie Ward, 361 Coconut Ridge Road, Rockport, Texas. Property in question is 4R Coconut Ridge Road. The R means rear, so it's going to be a parcel off of the roadway. 7832. Section 3 is Q1 and Q2. 4 is blank. Section 5 says OPV 137,370, 2020 MLS neighborhood sale to support the increase. Rest is blank. Signed by Jacqueline Williams, who does not intend to appear. And she has included all neighborhood sales that they have for not similar. The sale should not increase the value by $66,640. And that was the sale of 56365. Right. This is part of the property that was sold for $590 in 2020. Last year it was certified at $137,370. This year it was noticed at $204,010. There is a building on this. It's an older building. It's a 4 MBL, 1985, effective age 1985. Changed class, but did not adjust effective age. Needs work, but is not a class 1 home. So apparently this used to be a 1 class home. Shouldn't be, wow, it's not right. But the effective age is 1985. That is pretty aggressive. I would expect this house to be almost uninhabitable at this point. Okay, so the sales grid indicates a value of $307,577. There is a sale of a 4-class home on Coconut Drive that is $385. It's newer than the subject, but it's got some adjustments for that. These aren't very big houses. Got some land sales. ER for a 1991 house that sold for $680.
There's 2 properties belong to the same person.
Yes.
Do they have the box check?
I don't know. And I doubt that it would make much of a difference. I mean, well, actually, maybe this one would. This one's on the water, so let's see here.
It's not exactly on the water.
SFT. No, it's on the water. It's just they're little. Isn't that weird how it's drawn with the little?
Golf look.
Doesn't follow the shoreline quite.
Everything else follows the shoreline, and this one just kind of cuts it straight on.
Yeah, I wonder who owns that?
Both of these, yeah, good question.
Well, it would technically
Geo
belong.
loop.
Yeah, it would technically belong to the state,
Okay.
but they don't want it, and nobody's gonna enforce it. It's this guy. They're gonna, if he built stuff on here, nobody would see. He'd be able to get permits for it and stuff. It's not that big a deal.
Except my neighbor down the street would say something.
Yeah, exactly. It's the kind of thing that an HOA likes to nitpick about.
And you said both this piece of land and the previous one
Yeah.
sold
172.
together for
Together.
$590.
590.
Okay,
So that makes a little bit more sense for the last one.
yeah.
That there's actually a building involved.
There was
So,
still-
so would, so was the, so with the comments that it's not a class one, would that warrant a change in the condition code to
That's what,
poor or whatever that word is?
well, we don't use condition codes here. If you change the condition of a property, it actually doesn't change the value 90% of the time. Depending on how your internal process is decided, you either do effective age or condition, one of the two. Personally, I like condition better than effective age, we just don't do that. And so it's fine, like tons of people do effective age. But the changing the condition wouldn't change anything. The fact that that Ray said, hey, this isn't a 1, this should be something else. But we're gonna leave it at 1985, says that it's not in a good condition. This thing is, I mean, a house that has an economic life of 60 years, which means in 60 years, it's dust, effectively. It's completely useless. Because age-related depreciation is also called deferred maintenance. So we're assuming there's been absolutely nothing done in the last 40-something years. So you got about 15 years before this thing blows away in a stiff breeze. So it's not good.
So would it warrant rolling it back to 21,000?
Let's see, we've got.
I think that's a question for the board, really. That was last year. That was last year's value.
Last year's.
21,590. It hadn't gotten any better.
That was for improvements only.
Yeah. And yeah, the land is great. The is land. Comments made on the improvement. And the picture's from 1997, so that's not really that's not an indicator of what it looks like now. 24-year-old picture.
I could live with that.
But I'm thinking,
Yeah.
out of fairness to the property owner.
It makes it 164, 280.
And that would be rolling back then the improvements to last year's value.
Basically basically $40,000 difference.
Okay.
Yeah.
Reasonable.
Okay.
So I make a motion then on case ID 2021-427, account number 17212, when considering Q1 incorrect appraised market value and Q2 appraisal ratio exceeds the median level of appraisal, the equity value. I move that we lower the 2021 assessed value on this property from $204,010 down to $164,280.
I'll second.
In favor?
Aye.
Okay, case closed. Opening case 486. Account 63437.
Ken, just as an aside, they changed these printouts. So the property card and the pictometry are all printed
Sideways.
portrait rather than landscape.
Uh-huh.
Is that something that, it wasn't like that like 2 days ago?
Yeah, it's I don't know. I don't know why it's like that. Whenever I don't know how they actually got it to do that.
How they got it to do it before?
No, how they got it to print out like this. Because the way it was before is if you do nothing, it comes out like that. So
We should ask.
yeah, I don't know why these came out that way. It might be It's actually probably related to which virtual printer PAX is using. And the virtual printer situation in PAX has been really, really rough. Mine won't even, my computer in particular will not use a PostScript printer. Period. PAX won't print it.
Fax, I guess, is software.
My favorite is the best. They're not the best. It's terrible. But you can't just give them the boot. So
Moving right along.
Software company trying to make most of it.
make the most out of a government contract. Is what it is. You know, you get a government contract and you write it until everything rusts apart. I mean, it's software that's written in 2001, 2002, and it's like problems that don't exist anymore. Like you can't copy and paste stuff. That you can't upload pictures from a third-party software source. There's all kinds of stuff. It's really weird. Okay, so the count for this one is 63437. Thomas W. Sankey, 6 Gessner Road, Houston, Texas, 77024. Property description is 7 Scallop Lane, 78382. Reasons for protest are incorrect appraised market value, values unequal compared to the property, section 4 and 5 are blank. Statement of owner says, number 63437, age and condition of improvements. Do not support 2021 value increase. 25% OPV 559,000 even, signed by Chris Day, who doesn't tend to appear. This property sold last in 2011 for 415,000. Last year it was certified at 532,960. This year it was noticed at 586,230. Single family residential property on Scallop, the backside of Coconut Ridge, facing the interior Salt Lake there. And value indicated by sales in this neighborhood is 610,639, and the equity number is 608,643, both of which are above our 586.
Looks like the increase is just the neighborhood adjustment.
Maybe so.
Yeah, there was some, this year.
Oh, land is the same. Yeah, so it's just maybe 30, 40.
Yeah, it's 140% on the improvements. So,
A lot of work.
It's a lot of work,
yeah.
which is good and bad. Ooh, does it have a boat ramp? Let's go.
Looks like it.
Nice.
See that?
It's just a
Oh,
little
there.
sky.
Ooh, that's a house on the way.
I'm sure you can weasel his boat in somehow.
Okay, I'm not seeing any reason for
No, there's no evidence
change this.
for condition.
So I'm gonna move in on case ID 2021-486, account 63437. I'm considering Q1 incorrect appraised market value, and Q2 appraisal ratio exceeds the median level of appraisal. The equity value, I move that we maintain the 2021 assessed value at $586,230.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Case closed. Opening case 514, account 69789.
All right, so the property owner is James V. Gooden, 100 East Burleson Street, Wharton, Texas, 77488. 171 Fleming's Lane, 78382. Reasons for protest is Q1 and 2, section 4 is blank, section 5 says OPV 62,417, market sales. Statement of owner is blank, signed by Deborah King, who doesn't appear. And then what's attached is a property card, hearing information for previous values for the subject property, and some sales in the area. There's a sale on McPherson Road, 35 cents per square foot. Indicated value for the subject at 62,417 if it's sold the same per square foot. They circled property on Salt Lake Road. It's 25 cents a foot. Vacant. Okay, let's see if the other one is any different.
Still don't know where Fleming's Road is.
This is in the Friends subdivision, I think. Let me check the picture in a second. The other affidavit is signed by Chris Day, and it's the same except it says opinion of value OPD is 63,000. Yeah, this is the back end of it. That, okay, if you're going down 1781 to get to 3036, you're gonna hit Pearl Street where it turns there. There's like a dog leg between Rattlesnake Point and where Pearl Point is. There's just this one stretch of 1781 between the Rattlesnake Point intersection and Pearl Point new apartments. And there is a neighborhood stuck onto the side here. It's called the Friends subdivision. And it's Fleming, Sparks, and Milton Herald. And it is actually a really cute little neighborhood. It's very Clover Dance is in
Knew that was there.
Yeah, it's kind of like you don't have any reason to be in there unless you live there. And it's a bunch of like little houses, surprisingly well kept lawns. It's like that and Copano Oaks or something like that.
Heights?
No, the one by the towards the transfer station, sort of by the airport. It's two little neighborhoods that like a lot of people will just miss, and they're cute little neighborhoods. Nice.
2165 is Pearl Street.
Yes.
And at the top of that picture, or I guess the right side would be Pearl Point. Is that what
Yep. Pearl Point and all those little bitty ones.
Wondering of.
Water Oaks, yeah. All right, our sales value
Okay, sorry.
is 77,159. The equity grid number is 73,252. Which are above our use value. Just a piece of land.
I think 69,790 is owned by the same guy.
I don't know, I wouldn't,
Weird little piece of property. 69,790.
It's- honestly, I wouldn't make that assumption immediately. This
Yeah.
neighborhood is kind of like, there's a lot of little chunks of it that are owned by a bunch of different people, a lot of little bitty houses. People just parking an RV.
It's not.
You always know you're in a nice neighborhood
Thanks, Scott.
because the people who live there can tell you where the one person who does drugs lives. That guy, 5 houses down, has a son who smokes meth in the backyard. And it's like, man, everybody else in his neighborhood is your best friend.
Okay,
I'm not seeing any reason, change this. Okay, I make a motion then on case ID 2021-514, account 69789, when considering Q1 incorrect appraised market value and Q2 appraisal ratio exceeds the median level of appraisal, the equity value. I move that we maintain the 2021 assessed value for this land at $72,550.
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Case closed. Opening case 1707. Account 6,500, 65,000, 65000.
Hang on a second.
5, 6,
526.
1707 is the next one on the big list.
They
526 is aided, not a record.
That's the two that
Okay, we're skipping.
we're skipping over.
Ah,
We have gotcha. Time is coming. We don't know what they're the.
count 65000.
All right, the owner of On Call Rentals LLC, 155 Wood Hollow Drive, Beale, Texas, 78616. 670 Copano Ridge Road is the property in question. Just like the Q1 and 2. Section 4, it says 3 for the evidence. Section 5 is blank. And statement of owner says over $100,000 increase on a 1975 bill. No class 4 FB sold in neighborhood. OPV 250,000, 10% increase. Included in their 3 pages is their property card showing the delta year over year. And sales in the neighborhood of, this looks like maybe a piece of vacant land, 4 MV, a 4 MV, and 5 MV. A couple other 4 MVs. 3 SS. That's the Spanish ones. Okay. All right. Okay, so the subject sold in 2021, but we do not have details. All we know is the thing just sold. Sale price would be super helpful and relevant. Last year was noticed at certified at 227,690. This year was noticed at 337,840. Wow, I got kind of turned around. Let me go back and look at their evidence real quick. Okay, well, their evidence is properties in Copano or in Oak Terrace. And they're circling stuff on Oak Avenue. This is on Copano Ridge Road. So I feel like that's relevant at all. Okay, so the subject is a 4FB, and we have sales in Copano Ridge, on Ridge Harbor and Dead Ends. There are 4 class sales, and then there's 5 classes that are a little bit closer, and a 4 BS plus on Scallop, indicating a median value for the subject at 370. The equity number is 345,894, both of which are above our values. And I think that this appears to be a kind of recurring theme in Copano Ridge and Copano Cove, that there's a lot of non-MLS sales. And O'Connor has repeatedly asserted that there are no sales because they're using MLS data, but there's a lot of sales. They're just not using real estate agents.
once again, a large part, roughly 40,000 of that 100,000 is just due to the neighborhood adjustment on the improvements. Seems like the district has made both sales and equity case here.
But there was an adjustment in 2020, I assume, right? In Ridge
Yes.
of some sort, yeah, it's over 100%. So,
Yeah.
30, 40%, 20, 30% or something.
Yeah, it would be nice to know the sales price.
It's not homesteaded.
If that sales price supported the protester's case.
Marks, this value may be low. Effective age.
Read it.
Okay. I'm going to make a motion on case ID 2021-1707, account 65000. When considering Q1 incorrect appraised market value, In Q2, appraisal ratio exceeds the median level of appraisal or equity value. No evidence was given for Q5 other. No evidence was given for Q6. Exemption was denied, modified, or canceled, and no evidence was given by the protester for Q11. Property description is incorrect. I move that we maintain the 2021 assessed value at $337,840.
I'll second.
In favor?
Aye.
Case closed.
Take a quick break.
Sure.
So my appointment was at 7:45. I get there at 7:25, figuring, early's better.
Yeah.
Well, that didn't make.
That was
shit
today?
difference. Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Because some bozo was 15 minutes late and he got in before I did, but be that as it may. So I didn't actually see him until 8:20. And then, he's a nice guy, right? And he's talking, about the COVID statistics, how Moderna looks like it's going to be okay, and blah, blah, yeah, it's better than. Oh, well.
That's good, because that's the shot I had.
Yeah.
This is for you get the separation report, it's all, which by itself is not terrible, except that when you're trying to deal with it now, it ends up.
Yeah. That's our impact. And it's normally recorded, but it's something that we have to do before it goes on the cloud. Are you kind of talking?
Yeah. It's kind of tough. I just want to point it out. Thank you.
So.
Did you go to get your shot there or something?
No.
It started his discussion?
No.
Oh.
It's just like, I think probably 90% of his patients are asking about this. And
So he's got a,
so he's got and he
Script.
gave me a piece of paper which talked about symptoms and all this kind of stuff. Because a lot of people, the number of breakout cases is going up. But the bottom line is, he said, the Moderna looks a lot better than Pfizer from the standpoint of its efficacy and so on. He said it's like 3 times the mRNA dosage than
Mhm.
Pfizer, right? So it's actually appears to be a stronger vaccine. But so anyway,
My neighbor across the street just tested positive. It's been a couple of trips to the hospital. He's 80.
yeah, right. Well, that's the problem is, these people that
And I think he's
are at risk.
vaccinated.
What?
I think he's vaccinated.
Yeah.
okay.
My neighbor down the street. I know that's right. She tested positive.
Oh, yeah?
She's young. But she only had sinus symptoms like.
No.
She's healthy.
By the way, we're finished the 8:30 docket. We're starting on the 10 o'clock docket and it's 10 minutes of 10.
Got a few more minutes to go.
Yeah.
Root for. Burr. Place from, I could go,
Yeah.
yesterday morning.
Was it?
I was just sweltering a little bit. It got cooled down. Today.
I just looked at the mirror and I took a shower last night instead of this morning because I wanted to be able to get out to the doctor when I sleep. Like that. My hair gets all that stuff.
Yeah, my hair messed up when I sleep too. It's hard being pretty.
That and like trying to maintain my girlish figure is just getting to be really
Right.
chore.
Okay. Opening a hearing on case 428,
Is
account
this
number
one-
18501.
is this one agent on a record as well?
It is not, I mean, it is an agent of record, is what I show.
I don't see an affidavit for that.
True.
Let me go ask about it.
Needful. I don't know what needful is.
I know I've been there, but
Del Campo suburbs. And we'll practice on the next guy's first name.
I've been looking at that. Kokalakumari.
Kind of reminds you of the little flute playing. I don't know exactly what it is. It's a little drawing that South Pacific Island used for like a little symbol of the South Pacific Islanders. Cookie.
Oh, yeah.
Scott, you said something?
She's moving it over.
Okay.
There it is.
Okay. The affidavit says O'Connor accounts, mostly blank. Section 3 is Q1 and 2. Section 4 says 0 after evidence. Section 5 says no evidence, see attached list. Statement of owners blank. Signed by Jonathan D. Okay, so this is 18501. Last year it was 19,130. And this year it's 19,130. The piece of land, sales grid indicates $30,000. Equity grid indicates 19,130. No change year over.
A lot.
Correct.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna make a motion then on case 2021-428, account 18501. When considering Q1 incorrect appraised market value, Q2 appraisal ratio exceeds median level of appraisal, the equity value that we maintain the 2021 assessed value at $19,130.
All in favor?
Aye.
Case closed. Open case 487, account 63445.
Oh, wait.
487 or 434?
434 is the phone.
Oh, that's the phone. Okay, I'm gonna skip over that one.
3 for 3 of those.
Please, Chairman.
Whichever one's the same. All right, so this is 63445. Todd K. Miller, 13806, Kings Ride Lane, Houston, Texas 77079. Property descriptions 832 South Live Oak Street, 7382. Reasons for protest Q1 and 2. Section 4 and 5 are blank. Statement of owner number 63445. Improvements have needed general maintenance over past few years impacted by Harvey. OPB 305,000. Signed by Chris Day, who doesn't intend to appear. Yes. Yes. Last sale price, $16,000 a bazillion years ago, 2004. Okay. 2020 settlement back to market in 2021. The value last year was 294 even. So that was settlement value. The 357,980. So we have this as being a 2014 build with an effective age of 2014, and it is 100% complete. We have no evidence that it is incomplete. They say that there's repairs that need to be done, but we don't have an effective age bump, so nothing's better. I don't see anything indicating that there's remaining storm damage. The sales grid indicates 365,210. Equity grid number is 354,637, which is $3,000 below our number. Sales ratio report.
Can you explain the 120% function?
If it's on a garage, it's probably for height.
What it says, what does that mean?
It's because there's an increase. You pay more to build it, and it's worth more to have a boat garage that fits like a T-top. So if you were out there, the picture doesn't look that big, but if you were out there, you'd be like, dang, that's a really tall garage.
Yeah, it does look taller than typical.
Yeah, and because these things are not done on cubic square foot, they're done on ground level square footage, you have to function them up because it's several feet higher. So whether you're doing it on a cost basis or you're trying to find its market value through sales abstraction, it's worth more than a regular garage. It's just different.
Collected
Seems
classic
sort of
cars. And those
It is pretty
stackable
minor.
expensive
It is
garage
pretty
to have.
minor.
I was fixing to say, it seems kind of.
However, you can really see it on, there's houses around here, there's one in Little Bay Shores I can think of, where the garage is bigger than the house. And it's a
My God.
garage with an attached house. And
Man,
you
like
can
still.
really figure out how much these both garages are worth. And you got places that are hyper uniform, and then you got like Coral Reef, and then you have one guy who builds a super tall garage, and you can figure out the differences.
Okay, anything else?
That's it.
All right, so I'm gonna make a motion on case ID 2021-487, account 63445. When considering Q1 incorrect appraised market value, Q2 appraisal ratio exceeds the median level of appraisal or equity value. I move that we lower the 2021 assessed value from $357,980 down to $354,630 based on the equity grid.
In favor?
All right,
Case closed. Open case 529. Account 18035.
The owners, William C. and Teresa A. Collins, 23219 Saw Leaf Circle, Katy, Texas. This property is 1319 South Magnolia. Reasons for protest are Q1 and 2, section 4 and 5 are blank. Statement of owner says 18035 OPD 285,000. The signed by Chris Day, who doesn't intend to appear. All right. So this property last sold this year for $332,000. Last year it was noticed at 276. This year it was noticed at 322,530. This is a 5 FB plus on Magnolia Street. So this is the south part of Magnolia. It's in South Rockport, past Market Street. The indicated value for the subject based on sales is 338,772 which is $6,000 over their actual price of 332. Both of which are above our 322. And the equity number is 336,074. When our equity is supported. We disagree with the 285.
See anything unusual on the property chart here? Okay, I'm gonna make a motion on case ID 2021-529, account 18035, when considering Q1 incorrect appraised market value, Q2 appraisal ratio exceeds the median level of appraisal, equity value. I move that we maintain the 2021 assessed value at $322,530.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Case closed. Opening case 566, account 64311.
All right. Owner here is Lucas and Jennifer S. Hayden, 1201024 South Magnolia. Property description is Dowdy and Mathis, block 37, lot 14. Selected Q1 and 2 for reasons. Section 4 says 2, section 5 is blank. Statement of owner says 276,230 times 1.1 equals 300,000. Median value, 10% increase. And they have circled sale of a property on South Cassuth, 5 FB for $298. It's just signed by Jonathan Daly. So we have a verified sale of this property, looks like, for $377,500 this year. Last year, it was certified at $276,230. This year, it was noticed at $370,390. And there's a note from earlier this year that says updated home per listing info. The picture is the listing photo. So this thing got, give me effective age, probably just got class corrected and maybe change the description of some things as far as is that a garage, is that a porch, is that a MA, that kind of thing. There is an MA2 on a property like this. It's hard to find MA2 on the outside. It's an upstairs, it's a little loft or something. Okay, the indicated value based on sales is $367,964. Which is a indicates a negative adjustment from our notice value. Sale of the subject would indicate 377, but one sale doesn't make the market. And equity grid number is 372, which is where our equity is supported.
Adjustment for sales.
367,960.
I'm going to make a motion on case ID 2021-566, account 64311, when considering Q1 incorrect appraised market value, Q2 appraisal ratio exceeds the median level of appraisal or equity value. Move that we lower the 2021 assessed value from $370,390 to $367,960 based on sales.
All in favor?
Aye.
Case closed. Opening case 1261, account 61543.
The owners are Gilbert Q and Mary D. Campos, 30758 Horseshoe Path, Bulverde, Texas, 78163. Property in question is 1108 South Live Oak Street. Reasons for protest are Q1 and 2, section 4 says 5, section 5 is blank, and so statement of owner says large increase, 4 comps the district used. 2 of them are from past January 2021. The other 2 are 5 FB, not 4 FB. The 2 5 FB, we have one in 2016, one in 2012 on the neighborhood sales, indicated value of around 280,000, which is the homeowner's opinion of value. It's signed by Jonathan Datum, doesn't need to appear, is attached evidence, shows the property value, change year over year, sales, circled the classes, 4 FB, 5 FB, and then the just marked out, oh, he marked out these two sales because they're after January 1st. And circled some sales on Fuqua and Kasuth. And the property, circled the property owner's opinion of value is 280,000. Property condition is listed as being good on all of it except the tile. It's got some tile issues. Property is 61543. Market value is last year was 259,160. This year is 307,950. There's no notes on this, just a house in South Rockport. The comps are sales on Church, Magnolia. They're mostly 5 FBs. The subject is kind of on the teetering on the edge of a 4 to a 5. Not that much value difference really. You can see the adjustment for class there is not extraordinary. Probably should be a 4 plus at least. But the indicated value is 308,117, and the equity value is 308,876. And I would just rebut their assertion that you can't use sales after January 1st. You totally can. You have to. Everybody does. And we're not, it says no improvements to dwelling on the thing. We're not saying it's any better. It's still an effective age the year it was built. It's just worth more than it was a year ago.
I don't see anything.
I don't either. Okay. So make a motion on case ID 2021-1261, account number 61543. Considering Q1 incorrect appraised market value and Q2 appraisal ratio exceeds the median level of appraisal or the equity value. No evidence was given on Q5 other. Q6 exemption was denied, modified, or canceled, or Q11 property description is incorrect. I move that we maintain the 2021 assessed value at $307,950.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
We just finished the 10 o'clock docket. Let me go see if Mr. Patel is alive and well yet.
There you go. You got that. 7 minutes. All right, you got about 7 or 8 minutes that he has to call in.
Okay.
Did you go last week? Were you on the whole week?
Yeah, it's gone the whole week. So where was it last week? Good question. I think that's
Sounds like nothing fun.
yeah.
No beach, no mountains. No golf.
Yes, what did I do?
Cut your ass a couple of times. I did.
Yeah. No, I was here last week. It was Kathy that was gone.
She's still going.
And she's still gone. I was just gone yesterday. Went to Victoria. My wife had a upper GI scope. You're making me worry. Like, what did I do last week?
No, that is true. You were here.
Yeah, I
last
was
week.
here.
It was just yesterday. You were
Yeah.
But it's Kathy, and she's still going.
Still, yeah. And then I asked Charlie, is he going to be back? And he said,
Don't know.
probably not. So,
She had some health issues. She didn't lead on, but
yeah, all Charlie said was, might not be here.
Was this her Alaska trip? No, she was going to Houston, and then there is an Alaska trip.
Coming up, yeah.
Phew. Kids going back to college today. I was kind of like, kind
Yeah,
of like having him around.
yeah, it was fun.
Even though he sleeps all day and eats all the food. Got a cute girlfriend.
Must be what, his junior year?
Starting his junior
Junior
year.
year.
You guys
Yeah,
try
he's on
to
time.
get that email about that survey thing?
Charlie asked me, and no, I did not receive that email.
In personal email? or-
Yeah.
Charlie sent it yesterday. I'll check and see who.
Okay.
I couldn't tell you if I checked email. I'm pretty sure I did this one. I usually check email. I didn't used to before this one.
See if you can.
It's not a big deal because I tried. It's got some funny secure envelope bullshit that
Okay.
the way Mike sent it to Charlie. But I couldn't get into it. I mean, I couldn't, I
okay.
could not get in. You have to register for the survey.
Okay.
So let's see here. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, here we go. Yeah, it said Bill, Kathy, Robert, Scott, and Scott.
Really?
Unless it went to, it could have gone to spam or something. I just didn't see it.
Sure.
I'll have to check that.
Robert M. Dayton 59 at gmail.com. And you didn't see it either, Joe?
Well,
He got you at billduck1 at gmail.com.
yeah. I'm sure of that.
Yeah, now, okay, so that's the other thing. It had an HTML attachment. And a lot of places, Gmail probably is one of them. Robert's on Gmail as well. Yeah, that's why you guys didn't get it. Yeah. Which again, it probably doesn't matter because it's okay.
You know what I think is really weird about this whole COVID thing?
What?
When this all started, back when it began, everybody was like, we need to get face masks, and the face masks, people were making them, and people were using paper ones, and that kind of thing. And some of them were uncomfortable, and some of them were good, and some of them fit well, and some didn't. And when I was pretty into following the competitive scene for a video game called League of Legends, really big in Korea, really big in Korea. And Korea and China had the H1N1 stuff about 15, 18 years ago.
Yeah.
And the kids who grew up during that all had to wear masks to school and the rest of that. And it has ended up becoming part of their fashion. So they're wearing masks. They've been for years. There's just been these people, you see some Korean guy shows up to a press event. And he's wearing like a surgical mask on his face. And it's like, what the heck is that guy doing? Why is he like that? It's just fashion. And they have these cool ones and they have decorated ones. And you have boy bands that show up for photos, and the boy bands are all wearing, two of them are wearing face masks. And you're like, this guy think he's a ninja? What is this? Well, it's just their fashion. And I remember thinking, you know, our culture hasn't done this, so our mask options are just not great. And I can't wait till people get a little bit better at this. They haven't gotten any better. They're not more comfortable. There isn't one where it's like, oh, I'd wear this one just anytime, no problem. This is my favorite one. Like, you have a hat you like, or you have a tie you like or something. The face masks are all whack. They're all pretty weird and terrible. And either they don't work. The ones that the people are like, oh, this one's great. Because I can breathe really easy and I barely feel it. And that's because it doesn't work at all. You know, it's like, where's the good reusable ones that don't look ridiculous, comfortable.
The tie-on is a pain in the butt.
Uh-huh.
The hook it around your ears pulls on your ears. That's no fun.
Right.
Or it pulls little hairs that sting. Yeah, I mean, there's just no such thing as a comfortable mask.
There should be one that's like,
H1N1 had the rubber band that goes around your head, and it's built for
Is it
included
included HTML?
Yeah.
big watermelon.
that is
heads
the
like
thing,
mine.
like,
and
all the
Gmail.
ones you get from,
There's
oh, well, I know
probably
China and
filters,
Korea,
so
they have these
Okay, now
things,
I
so I'll
can
just
look at my
buy
junk.
a
Oh, it
good
did?
mask
So I
from
moved
over
it in
there.
my
They're for
inbox.
tiny little hands and tiny little
Okay.
faces.
I wouldn't-
They don't fit my
well,
big schnoz.
You
They
can
don't,
try it.
they,
but
they
it's
mess
just
up on
never-
the bridge of my nose really bad. They don't fit. And so,
Truly the best ones are the ones you see all over the ground in litter, those disposable ones,
yeah,
but they're litter.
yeah.
Just create more bleh.
And they smell weird. They smell weird. They smell like, I don't know, I don't.
But I'm
And
not so
plus, like there's like light blue or white and stuff, and I would just like one that would just be, it wouldn't make me feel like I want to take it off. You know what I mean? Where it's just like I could just leave it on and it'd be okay. And maybe something that's like you can have a hat that's has an elastic band on it, and nobody would want that because it's going to be squeezing your head all the time. So you have a hat that fits your head, snaps or whatever.
Well,
But
the
if you want to buy a
shields-
hat that's like a real serious hat, like a cowboy hat or something, you buy one that's sized correctly for your head, and you get it done, and it fits your head correctly, and you can wear it. And it's like, why aren't there masks that you just get them and they fit your face? And it's
Right.
like, if I put my wife's on, it's not gonna fit. If she puts mine on, it's not gonna fit. And it's like, this fits me, and it cost me whatever, $30-40, but I'll keep it.
Yeah.
And
Washable.
the washable and I'll reuse it and stuff. And for some reason, like, nobody's
The
doing
clear
it.
shields like
There
your
is-
dental hygienists use,
Right.
seems like they would work, but they look goofy.
Yeah.
Sneeze guards.
And they
The
just,
phone's gonna
Yeah.
ring.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm sure that would work just fine, except
yeah, that one, and it hurts my eyes.
Mr. Patel,
The lens.
Hello?
Mr. Patel? Good night. We have two accounts for you. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, we're gonna break from what we were doing and do those two accounts right now,
Okay.
since you were on the phone.
Nobody one at a time. We'll do the sign-ins one at a time. So,
One at a time?
yes. So
Okay. This is the 10 o'clock?
Oh, you know what? I don't know.
Hey, look,
What's the number?
we're gonna do them both, right?
19528.
That's the 10 o'clock.
Okay, Mr. Patel, you know I have to go through the script, right?
Yeah.
So says the governor. We're opening a case number 434, account number 19528. This hearing is being recorded.
Under protest is both Q1 and Q2. Let me make sure that
You intended only Q1 and Q2?
Market and equity.
Market and equity?
yes, that's correct.
We are the appraisal review board that will be hearing your protest today. We do not work for the appraisal district. We are appointed to perform an independent review of the protest. The comptroller's office provides an electronic survey for you to offer feedback about your experience today, which may be accessed at the appraisal district office or online at surveymonkey.com/r/survey ARB. Survey is voluntary. You also have the right to appeal our decision. Appeal information will be provided to you with our determination. In accordance with tax code section 4145H, all written material that has not been provided must be provided at this time. The ARB members who are considering your protest have not communicated with anyone about the protest and are signing affidavits to that effect. I, Charles Powers, do solemnly swear I have not communicated with another person in violation of section tax code section 4166F.
I, Robert Dayton, do solemnly swear that I have not communicated with another person in violation of tax code section 41.66F.
I, Bill Duck, do solemnly swear I've not communicated with another person in violation of tax code 4166.
I, Scott Wagner, do solemnly swear that I have not communicated with another person in violation of tax code section 41.66F.
Mr. Patel, I'm assuming you're under oath because you signed the affidavit, right? You understand?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Amy?
I, Amy Burke, do solemnly swear affirm the testimony you shall present to the appraisal review board for the Aransas County Appraisal District is true and correct.
As I recall, you don't hold the appraiser's license, right, Mr. Patel?
No.
Okay. You know the time limits page, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Would you like to go first, or would you like the district to go first?
May I know if the account number is 19528?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I can go first.
Okay.
You have 5 minutes to begin with.
Yes, we go. As you can see in my attached comparables and to other subject property with the address 1112 East Marshall Avenue and 422 East Market Street. And they're about the same square foot, same land use code. And they are valued at 15 and 16 respectively compared, which adjusted by the year. So the subject is built in 1953 and taking the other comparables around the same time and adjusting the difference of the year. My median rent square 187 and approved student debt time proposed of 89,554. So with land be the same as 2,220 and improvement at 42,325. Total of 5,4. Yeah, what is my
Okay. I'm just curious, in your assessment here, are these all the same class house?
yes, yes. So yeah, this is how our software will project. It will be the same type of land. So it's a vacant land and on the concept will be of vacant. So if it's single family home, then it would be.
But are they the same class of home, of 1 through 7, fiberboard, brick, whatever type class they are?
Yes, it should be because under the value you can see SB, SB, so they are all the same on my equity.
Okay. I noticed on your improvements per square foot, you've got numbers that are, any range anywhere from $13 to $29. How have you corrected for things like garages, carports, porch sizes?
So under the left bottom corner, you see the square foot adjustment. If the improvement, the total size is bigger than that, then 10% improved value would be doubled. And for the age, you can say 2% would be the factor for every 3 years, 2% more. So that's why when I'm comparing older building, 1953, comparing it to the new building, which is 1965, although the improvement per square foot is 23.27, but when you assume that, let's say that building was built in 1953 as well, then it should be at adjusted improvement per square foot, which is 15 and 16 on the last to second column. That's the adjustment we do based on the size and the age.
Okay.
And so far, this has been accepted in all the taxes samples we have been doing. This equity type of sheet. So,
Okay. You still have 1 minute and 15 seconds. Anything else?
no, this could be fun. This case.
Okay. Eamon, then you'll have 2 minutes for cross and 5 minutes for your presentation.
Okay, the subject is 19528. Last known sale price was $160,000 in 2006. Last year, it was certified at 127,970. This year, it was noticed at 125,920. You will notice it is 75% complete. There is ongoing construction on this property. It's not done. There is a reason to check this coming year. It says it's still being worked on. The subject is a 3 MBL plus built in 1953. Kind of an outdated design of a house, been there for a long time. The indicated value based on sales is 128,364. And that is going to be adjusted for the fact that it's incomplete. Equity grid is not going to be adjusted for the fact that it's incomplete. The value, immediate indicated value for the equity grid would be 188,730. Of that, some portion is going to be the 25% that needs to be taken off for the improvement. It's still going to be above 125,920. The only difference between our equity comparisons is the equity test is a median, whether or not it exceeds the median value of a reasonable sample of comparable properties similarly situated and appropriately adjusted. And the qualm that I would have is the adjustments being done on that equity grid are not appropriate. They don't work. I understand that they are normal, but they're arbitrary. Ours are just more evidence-based. Our equity grid supported, it's just. Equity grid is what it is.
Okay, anything else?
No. And I do want to point out that this thing's not done.
Okay, so it's 70, shown as 75% complete on this property card.
Yeah, there's no homestead on it or anything, so we're just having to drive by and check on it.
Okay. That's it?
That's it.
Okay. Mr. Patel, you have then 2 minutes for cross-examination and 2 minutes for rebuttal. So I'll give you 4 minutes on the timer if you need it.
No, I think I only have equity sheet for my argument and I already went for it, so.
Okay. All right. Eamon, you got 2 minutes if you need it for rebuttal?
I do not.
Okay, let's go to closing. Any final thoughts, Mr. Patel, or closing? You have 1 minute if you need it.
No, I think I don't have for this one.
Okay. Eamon? Okay. All right, so it's our time.
Unclear. 89,545 on one sheet, but they wrote 110 on the affidavit.
If you adjusted the comp equity grid for 3/4 complete, you come up with 141,000 change.
Is this, Mr. Patel? We have this listed as 75% complete. Is that accurate?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure about that. So that's the news to me. So.
Okay.
Oh, we get to go.
Yeah.
Huh?
So we have to go.
Yeah.
75%.
Yeah.
Sales, that gets supported, so.
Yeah.
I'm not seeing a reason. Okay.
No.
I'm going to make a motion then on case ID 2021-434, account 19528. When considering Q1 incorrect appraised market value and Q2 appraisal ratio exceeds the median level of appraisal or the equity value, I move that we maintain the 2021 assessed value at $125,920.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, case closed.
Now we'll move to the 130 docket.
Okay, this is case number 441, account number 2337. Right, Mr. Patel?
Yes.
Okay. We'll open a hearing then on case number 441, account number 2337. Will we get to skip over the script this time and go directly to swearing in? I, Charles Powers, do solemnly swear that I have not communicated with another person in violation of tax code section 41.66F.
I, Robert Dayton, do solemnly swear that I have not communicated with another person in violation of tax code section 41.66F.
I Bill Dunn, do solemnly swear that I have not communicated with another person in violation of tax code 41.66F.
I, Scott Wagner, do solemnly swear that I have not communicated with another person in violation of tax code section 41.66F.
Okay. Damon?
I, Eamon Burke, do solemnly swear affirm the testimony shall present the appraisal review board of the Aransas County Appraisal District is true and correct.
Okay, Mr. Patel, would you like to speak first or would you like Eamon to go first?
I can go first.
Okay. You know, you have 5 minutes.
Yeah, good morning, guys. Or this particular case, it's a warehouse of 1,440 square feet, and the improvement per square foot is $47.34. And it is built in 2018. So the comparable set that I have are fairly new, anywhere from 2014 to 2019. And using the similar approach, that is comparison of the similar size and the same land use code and nearby distance. My median improvement per square foot is 33.39, and this would bring the improvement value to $48,082, and the land value be the same at $12,770, and total appraised value for this particular parcel $60,852. And I believe all the comparables that I have are new, and the square foot are around the same, not too far off the standard deviation. So this particular, I think I have a better case than the previous one. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, Eamon, so you have 2 minutes for cross and 5 minutes for your presentation.
Okay, I just offer one point of rebuttal here. The land use code on this account is probably wrong. This isn't a warehouse, this is somebody's house. They have a metal building, like a garage, but this is a residential neighborhood. This is someone's house. There's a warehouse in the back. But it's in Holiday Beach. It's probably just because the garage is 800 square feet and the main area for the house is 640. But, you know, so it probably looks like it's primarily a warehouse, but it's not. Just a residence. Anyways, our account, we have this thing sold in 2019 for $62,000. The value last year was $77,200. The value in 2021 is $80,940. It has a 3SS home built in 1967, effective age 1991, and a WHSL plus. So it's a warehouse building, $16,000 worth of warehouse building. Indicated value based on sales in this area on Glen Oak, West Misty Oak, and Palmetto Point is $130,112. The equity grid, the number is $111,651, both of which are well above our market value of $80,940. That is all of our evidence.
That's it?
Yeah, they really did buy this for $62,000. Good on them.
Yes. the garage is bigger than, has more square footage than the house.
Sure.
Okay,
Just because the house is so small, it's only 640 square feet.
58.
The classic.
okay, anything else? Okay, Mr. Patel, you have 2 minutes for cross and 2 minutes for rebuttal if you need it.
No, I do not have anything else pretty much, since I go by the land use code, it is, chosen, it was coded as WH, that's the warehouse. That's why I have this set of comparables. If it would have been a single family home, then the approach would be different. But
Okay,
yeah, so far this is all I have.
okay. Eamon, you got 2 minutes if you need it. Okay,
Was the land use code incorrect on the car?
No, we don't use the same thing on land use code. We have state codes. And those are regulated, those are not discretionary, like A1, A3, C1, that kind of thing. The land use code would be sort of a indication of a highest and best use type thing. And the highest and best use for this land parcel is not a warehouse, it's the residential, primary residential. So I just think that when you're looking at just the data, just the numbers, because the main area that's largest is classed as a WH class, it appears to be the primary driver of value. And so it's like, this must be a warehouse property, and it isn't. It's just a residential house with a tiny house, not even a big garage. It's
Yeah,
just
I'm
a
trying
tiny
to
house.
discern where the confusion came in.
Yeah, I think that it just, whenever the data is pulled and it sees that the largest square footage is a warehouse, it's assuming that the property is a warehouse type property.
Okay.
I'd like to say that you mentioned the state code. The state code on this property is A1, which you can see in one of the columns. Next to the improvement per square foot column.
Right.
But A1 is the state code. And in my comparable, there are 2 other state code that has A1. Also, I do notice that the other 3 are A5, A2, and A5. So those are the state code. So even going by the state code A1, the median for those is like $29.50. And I'm proposing a median of 33.39. So
I think the general confusion is why, when trying to figure out how to compare this property, why are we focusing on their garage? It's just a garage for somebody to put a boat in. Why is that being looked at first and foremost instead of the house? That's generally the question. You know, if I was gonna compare my house to my neighbor's, I wouldn't immediately start with our back porch. I would start with our house, you know? And I just think the only thing I can think of is that because the largest main area is that WH, that's what the data is getting pulled for that warehouse. But it's just a garage. It's not even a warehouse, really, it's a boat garage.
oh, okay. Oh.
okay. We'll go to closing. Any final thoughts, Mr. Patel?
No, I'm not sure.
Okay, anything for you, Eamon?
No.
Okay. I'm not seeing anything here to change. Okay. So I'm gonna make a motion then on case ID 2021-441, account 23337, when considering Q1 incorrect appraised market value and Q2 appraisal ratio exceeds the median level of appraisal for the equity value. I move that we maintain the 2021 assessed value at $80,940.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, Mr. Patel, we're finished. I want to thank you for allowing us to move the account from the 1:30 docket up to this morning. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah, appreciate you calling in.
Thanks.
Have a good day.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Genuinely starting to sweat that if you even call in, we have to show up at 1:30 just to wait for 15 minutes.
Yeah, that's why he didn't call in.
now call him.
Okay.
We made a breach in protocol.
I'm sure
It all worked out. Okay. So for purposes of those watching on YouTube, we're going back to our original.
And Scott, thank you for bringing it to my attention that those were, we don't know what happened, but working on getting it fixed, so the next few should be good. You know, how things were not oriented correctly in your tablets. So
Thank you.
sorry for that.
Worst things have happened. Oh, by the way, all the other folks didn't get that email directly per se, which they're all on Gmail and
It was in my
HTML.
spam, it was in my
Yeah.
spam filter.
Yeah, I got it too. Spam.
Gmail stuffed it in there because of the HTML attachment. But in any case, you know,
I'll look at it. when it's not on my phone.
yeah, I wouldn't worry about it right now. I think we gotta sort out what's what, because you'll spend time just fussing around with something that ain't gonna work anyway, so.
The weird part is that it worked. I managed to get through the process of creating an account and password and everything, and then opening the document. And getting into, it takes you to SurveyMonkey
Okay.
and the page in SurveyMonkey, and there's questions about the education classes. And apparently, well, we don't know if it's consistent, but when I sent it to Scott, it didn't work.
Oh.
We don't know why.
Restroom real quick.
Okay.
Started.
Yep.
Charlie, I told Robert a few minutes ago, but you were out of the room. I won't be here on Monday. This coming Monday.
Okay.
The skies are looking very tropical these days.
Nice way to put it.
What's that?
The skies are looking very tropical.
Yeah, a little dark.
I moved to Fort Worth. In Arlington area, really got to me, not how little clouds there were. You know, all summer it was just a blue screen over the whole sky. It'd be one little puff of cloud going by.
Yeah.
And I'd come back to visit and then, man, there's just so many clouds, and there's layers and different types of clouds. One of those things. I think it's just because I grew up here. You know, you grow up in a place and you end up not realizing how attached you get to it, you know?
Yeah, well, and you get used to, you know, that kind of thing. And when certain other things happen, like when we get really low humidity
Yeah.
and the blueness is just like so much much
Yeah.
more stark when that happens.
Yeah, I know somebody who grew up in El Paso and he couldn't wait to get out of El Paso when he was young. And once he got to about his early 60s, he said he started to realize he missed just the open flatness of West Texas. And he said he used to hate it. He used to think it was boring and, you know, desolate, but it's something he found himself liking about just the distant horizon, and how open it was. And there's something nice about it. Interesting. I feel that way about the water, seeing the water. It's not a lake or a river, but seeing actual like salt water where you can't see the other side, and like it has like a psychological impact on it.
Yeah, it bothers me to be away from the coast, even though I didn't grow up. Here. It's like it's-
Yeah. The one thing I do like that I didn't grow up around is I like elevation changes a lot. Like when you get places with hills and some, so it gives you a sense of being in a place. And then you come back here to Corpus and it's just like
It's just
flat
a
as a
flat-
pancake. There's like one signpost in the way and you can't see anything. It's like tall guy standing next to you, he's blocking the horizon.
When I was in high school, we built a biplane kind of hang glider. We were just seeing trying to find some place to fly it.
Yeah,
We ended up going to one of the overpasses on the freeway. That was the only.
That's it, yeah.
The top of the Omni.
Yeah, well, we didn't want to do that that high, but
So you look for places to go longboarding, we need some downhill, something smooth.
yeah.
And around here, the best places were either overpasses late at night, whenever there's no real traffic, which are way longer than you think they are in a car. And the cemetery in Little Bay Shores, because it's like, it doesn't seem like it, but it's actually the most
Okay.
elevation change that you can get on a paved area.
Huh.
Okay, opening case 442, account 24222.
Okay, the owner is James A. and Sandra L. D'Imperio, 1146 Ruby Street, Rockport, Texas, 78382. Property in question is Hotel Reserve Block P, lot north 140 feet of lots 7 and 8. And reasons for protest, Q1 and 2, sections 4 and 5 are blank. Statement of owner says number 24222, age of improvement, 68 years, does not support value increase. OPV, $502,000. It says they don't intend to appear at the hearing. Chris Day. The subject was last sold in 2015 for $440,000. Last year it was certified at $478,20. This year it was noticed at $525,822. There was a detached garage that was added per a drive run at some point. It doesn't have a year attached to that. The house is, this is in the back end of Old Rockport, behind the, what is now the Oyo Hotel. Large doctor's office, ton of trees on this lot, Ruby Street. And is this Canyon or something like that? Okay, the subject is a 6SS plus, effective age 2002, was built in 1953. The comps are gonna be Old Rockport and nearby, Hermitage Place and Linden Street. There's 6 class homes indicating a value for the subject at $603,122. And the equity grid number is 537,199, which indicates a downward adjustment from the notice value. 539. So.
Pretty large lot, isn't it? For, okay. That's. Interesting house. Okay, so mark it down based on equity. Okay. So I make a motion on case ID 2021-442, account 24222, when considering Q1 incorrect appraised market value, that Q2 appraisal ratio exceeds the median level of appraisal or the equity value. I move that we lower the 2021 assessed value from $557,520 to $539,190.
Favor?
Aye.
Aye. Case closed. Opening case 510, account 66458.
Okay, the owner is Sandra and Mark E. Jackson, 34411, Loop 1781, Unit 3A, Rockport, Texas 78382. This is Gables of Pocono Vista Condos, Unit 3A and 3.3803 common area interest. Select Q1 and Q2 for reasons for protest. Evidence is described as 2. And 2 pages. And the image statement of facts or arguments is blank. Owner's statement of owner is nearby condo sales, much less, 30.24% increase based on unlike properties. OPV 350,000, a roughly 10% increase. Signed by Jonathan Datum, who doesn't intend to appear. And we've got sales in Gables and Copano Vista, looks like. And the sale amounts are 210, 248, 227, 215, 205. The subject is it's 450. All right. All right, so says last sold in 2011, settlement in 2020, back to cost in 2021. Market value last year was 319 even, this year is 415, 460. The note says many of the units are back in service, however, several units still range between 50 and 75% complete. That was 2 years ago. That's why. Because this one is on the bay. So there's 5 that are facing the bay, and the others are all back behind it. We have a sale of 4A, which was not shown on the property owner's evidence. This is a waterfront property. It sold for 418,500. That's going to be our best comp. Indicating a value for the subject is 412,639. The indicated value based on a median of sales is 385,648. This is actually a really good example of when you do paired comparison analysis, the highest valued property in the neighborhood is always going to indicate a lower value. And the lowest valued property in the neighborhood is always going to indicate a higher value. And it has to do with the variety of types of adjustments that are being made. You get delta decay whenever you reverse percentages and stuff. So that's why it's 385,648. It's a negative adjustment. And the equity grid, it shows 415, 460. They're all these ones in the water. Okay, that's all.
And his comps were off the water?
Yes, they're the ones behind it. In fact, we only have one sale comp that's on the waterfront. And what's dragging the value down on the median is the fact that we're also comping stuff behind it. And part of the thing that makes for those is a combination of like, you know, if you take 5% off of something and then you add 5% on, you're not back to 100. You know, it's that type of thing. That mixed with some stuff is by square foot and some stuff is by dollar amount and some stuff is, there's age adjustments. The age adjustments are made in chunks of 5 years. Because of all that, it's gonna happen that the nicest house is gonna have a median that's lower. That's why when you get a fee appraisal, you don't care about the median of the neighborhood. You want to know what your house is worth. If it's the nicest house in the street, it's okay. It can be the nicest house in the street. But this is how the law works. We do medians here. So we have no. I'm just saying I don't think our value is wrong. It's just that is a great example of make the adjustments and it still says it's too high, even though the best comp is right there. It says we're low. You know, that's okay. 385, 600.
Okay.
What, and just as a question, the land appraisals by lot, are all of those properties by lot or just the ones on the water?
They're all going to be by lot because they have that's where their common elements are. So it's a common elements chunk.
Percentage of the total, right?
Yeah, 3 point.
Oh, I see. Now,
Yeah.
okay, I didn't see that. Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna make a motion then on case ID 2021-510, account number 66458. When considering Q1 incorrect appraised market value and Q2 appraisal ratio exceeds the median level of appraisal of the equity value, I move that we lower the 2021 assessed value from $415,460 down to $385,640.
In favor?
Aye.
Case closed. Opening,
If you take, yeah, if you take that,
opening
you take
take,
that land bank, multiply that out, times 42 units. There's that property.
opening case 517. Account 88188218.
Which affidavit to start? All right, Gary L. Regina A. Zellers, 11 Westlake Drive, Rockport, Texas. This is the property in question. It's 11 Westlake Drive in Lamar. They selected Q1 and 2. Evidence is 3 pages. Statement of facts or argument says OPB 160,000. 2021, 2020 to 2021 neighborhood sales. Negative influence should be placed on home as there are apartments across the street, still undergoing repairs from Hurricane Harvey. Property listed on the golf fairway where 90% of course is closed and in disrepair. All something disrepair and something as 90%. 90. I can't read this. What is this? In disrepair and something as 90 of course. Used as and a lot used as in something of course.
The course is closed in disrepair.
Negative influence.
And not used as 90% course. For what that's worth, I don't know.
So there's the apartments across the street are in construction and the golf courses.
It's just not a golf course anymore.
Yeah, it's not great. It's on fairway. What fairway? They don't intend to appear at the hearing. Jacqueline Williams, property says the same thing. Oh, okay, there you go. This person's just rewriting what they wrote on this thing. Golf course is closed and in disrepair and not used as a golf course.
Right.
Okay, and the neighborhood sales shows Circle Lake, South Lake, St. Charles Bay, South Lake, Circle Lake, and Joseph. The sales, neighborhood sales, usually right there. I don't. And then there's an equity grid indicating a value of 174,000. Other evidence they got. Got another thing from Chris Day, it's blank mostly, it says opinion value 160,000. And then got that one twice for some reason. What's the color? No, it's not. Okay, so this property was, says it was sold, or the land was sold for 25 grand in 2016. The market value last year was 187, 275. This year it was 206 and $3. Contract for improvements filed in 2016 as an old. Okay. There you go. There's a picture. It is across the street from the apartments there, and it is on the fairway of a golf course that no one golfs on. The sales grid indicates a value of 222,640. The sales that we have are on Circle Lake, West Lake, South Lake, and South Lake. There are other 4 class homes that are being sold in this neighborhood. They're selling 218, 175, 277, and 325. Indicating a value for the subject of 222,640. Equity grid number is 216,096, which is above our number. And I don't know why their evidence says that there's 0 2021 to 20. Like, why does it say there's 0 neighborhood sales? And then there's sales right there. Circle Lake, South Lake, St. Charles Bay, South Lake, Circle Lake, Joseph Lake.
now, all of those are on this defunct golf course.
No, they're around it. I don't know that the fairway is actually doing anything to value there. It's probably just a label. We can,
From the looks of the picto there, I mean, the trees, the size of the trees, and it looks like this golf course has been defunct for many, many years.
yeah, it's just kind of a green space.
It's probably 10 years that they haven't been playing.
Okay.
Maybe not even that. Well, we've got 4 years since Harvey, so yeah, probably about 10 years.
Okay.
Yeah, it's more just a green space.
It was built by a private individual. Gray Hill built it.
Okay.
They call it a country club, but there was no fees or anything. You just go out and play it.
Okay.
People go out. Everybody had a golf cart.
18 holes or 9?
No,
9.
And the, all this,
very rudimentary.
yeah, all this neighborhood, it winds around it, so. I mean, if you look at this other street over here, the other one, this is West Lake, and then there's Lake over there. Or like, there's fairway behind it.
Yeah, there's a handful of people, a handful of developers that are just trying to figure out
How to redevelop that.
how to use it, how to buy it.
Actually, would seem like
Should make it a disc golf course.
I would like to have that behind my house rather than a neighbor.
Yeah, we don't have to hear stuff. Open cranes land in there. It's pretty cool.
Not seeing anything here to
Yeah.
change the value.
At the time they bought it, they made it.
It is apartments, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, they were, I think they were built to be condos and then they ended up being apartments. I was under the impression they were condos too, but I think they just, once they got damaged, somebody said, oh,
Or they rebuilt that?
yeah, they're fixing them up, but it's an apartment project, it's expensive. And it's not a big organization doing it, so,
Are these the ones that Suzanne Summers is doing? I think they are.
really.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you look at the sales comps though, and answer your question, they all have the neighborhood says on at the end of it.
Yeah.
2325 on. They're all on fairway, but I don't think that on off is a different value. I think that it's just a different label, because in the future, we may notice, oh, hey, there's that's causing this to be worth more or worth less. In the country club, there's on fairway, off fairway, a view of the fairway, and perimeter. Those are all labels. And for years, the only difference was the on fairway ones, and all the rest were identical. And then when it first started, the perimeter ones were cheap. And now it's all kind of leveling out in the country club, to where the fairway lots aren't that premium anymore, and the perimeter lots are not that cheap anymore. So it's all just kind of leveling out.
Okay.
But I don't think the on-off fairway out here is, everybody is on that fairway, it's just trees.
Okay. I'll make a motion then on case ID 2021-517, account 8818218. When considering Q1 incorrect appraised market value and Q2 appraisal ratio exceeds the median level of appraisal for the equity value, I move that we maintain the 2021 assessed value at $214,640.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Case closed. Opening case 530,
Is the account,
account 20950.
as Laura Vogel is the owner, 2019 North Avenue H, Freeport, Texas, 79541. This property is 108 Bel Air Drive, in Holiday Beach. 78382. The reasons for protest: incorrect appraised market value, values unequal comparative properties, sections 4 and 5 are blank. Statement of owner says OPV 59,000, signed by Chris Day, who doesn't intend to appear. We have another affidavit. It's identical in every way except it's signed by Deborah King, and it says section 5 OPV 46,980 equity. And there is properties map included with that one. Circled some vacant land, comparable data. Some Palmetto Point. Circled the Palmetto Point land values. That's where the 46,980 comes from. All right. So it's an empty lot on the canal side of Bel Air. And it is, last year it was 67,800, this year 67,800. Indicated value based on sales on Sailfish, Bel Air, and Palmetto, 73,784. What they're selling for is selling for $12.58 a foot, $17.11, $19.90, and $16. Subject is $15.07 a foot. It's below the median of $16.40. The equity value is exact. They're all the same price per square foot. So you see the they're on the base.
Seeing anything there that warrants a change? Okay. So I make a motion then on case ID 2021-530, account 20950, when considering Q1 incorrect appraised market value and Q2 appraisal ratio exceeds the median level of appraisal. Equity value, I move that we maintain the 2021 assessed value at $67,800.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Case closed. Opening case 531. Account 23174.
Okay. Owner is Laura Vogel, 2019 North Avenue H, Freeport, Texas, 77541. Property description is 6767 Highway 35 North, 783. Reasons for protest, Q1 and 2, evidence is 1 page. Section 5 reads OPV 41,000, 2020 to 2021. Neighborhood sales, nothing supports the increase. Signed by Jacqueline Williams, who doesn't continue to appear. And her page circles a vacant land sale of 6767 Highway 35 North, which I think is the subject, right? Yeah, it is. In 2018, it says 45,000. The other affidavit is very similar from Chris Day, except it says subject property overappraised, OPV 42,500.
What's the deal with all these multiple affidavits here?
Well, one's from Jacqueline Williams and one's from Chris Day.
Okay.
And they have lots of accounts and lots of agents.
Okay.
So I think if you look at the dates, so Chris Day signed his on August 4th, 2021. And Jacqueline Williams did hers on August 3rd, 2021. So they may have just been working on it at the same time. Chris used to work for O'Connor and quit. And they called him back to ask for help. So he came back. So there was probably a little bit of overlap as far as assignment. We're all O'Connor agents. So they can praise. All right, so the last sale price was in 2018, and it looks like we didn't have the number, but they did. Last year's value is 32,000. This year's value is 53,910. It is frontage on 35 in Holiday Beach. Indicated value based on sales is 54,100. Let's see, we've got sales in 2020, 2019, 2019. Got some land sales there, frontage land, and the equity grid shows 53,910. Let's see. What was it last year? 32. So I was going to be reasonable about this. Last year it was 32. Their opinion of value is 41 or 42.5. It sold for 45 3 years ago. So I mean, shouldn't be any less than 45 because it hasn't devalued in the last 3 years. there's some wiggle room there, I think.
Yeah, the trailer pantry.
Is there trailer park over there?
Yeah, that was a change from last year, I think,
Oh,
in terms of the improvements. Plus 125%.
oh, so we have 44 on the land.
Yeah.
And they sold it for 40, okay, yeah, okay, never mind, I take that back. I have no. Really. I think that we're fine,
Okay. And you added the remarks here, added the TP per site visit.
yeah.
Okay. Districts made their case, both equity and sales. Okay, I move that on case ID 2021-531, account 23174, when considering Q1 incorrect appraised market value and Q2 appraisal ratio exceeds the median level of appraisal for the equity value, that we maintain the 2021 assessed value of $53,910.
Oh, second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Case closed, opening case 419, account 15488,
On the 3 o'clock.
3 o'clock.
3 o'clock.
Owner is Cyprian Hinojosa, 1319 Roper Street, Houston, Texas, 77204. Property in question is 206 North Salt Lake Road, 78382. Reasons for protest, Q1 Evidence is 2 pages. Statement of facts or arguments is blank. Statement of owner says last year's value 41,000 plus land increase 10,890 plus trailer 3,000 equals 54,890. Don't intend to appear at the hearing. Signed by Jonathan Dayton. It included a note that from Michael Williams, the trailer was bought in 2018 for $3,000. And they have a property card. All right, the market value last year is 41,000. This year is 65,590. There is a mobile home on here that has no statement of ownership and location and no label. That happens if it's taken off.
Removed.
So we don't know, we know it's there, but where it was before, no one knows. It is on the real property card as a 16-foot wide, 2005 built mobile home. Sales grid is sales on Marinelle, Morrow Street, and Holly. These are other mobile home sales as far as what are the mobile home properties selling for. Indicating a value for the subject at 72,707. And the equity grid number is 65,756. $12 notice value. I'm sure they did buy this thing for $3,000, but that's not what it's worth. It's hooked up, it's installed, there's tons of added value beyond just buying the building.
Seeing any reason here that met both sales and equity.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm make a motion on case ID 2021-419, account 15488, when considering Q1 incorrect appraised market value and Q2 the equity value, that we maintain the 2021 assessed value at 65,590.
Favor?
Aye.
Case closed. Open case 438, account 20528.
The affidavit reads as follows. Owner O'Connor accounts, property descriptions blank, reasons for protest Q1 and 2, evidence 0 pages, section 5 says no evidence, see attached list. There is an Excel printout of property IDs, statement of owner is blank, signed by Jonathan Datum, who doesn't intend to appear. Our evidence is this property is 20528. This was last sold for $880,000, basically, in 2012. Last year it was $849,120. This year it's $841,760. So the property is depreciated from last year. It is a 7ST on Harbor Drive.
Really?
And it's got a tile roof and it was built in 2002 and it's 3,400 square feet. Swimming pool. Just a nice house. Indicated value for the
I mean, Holiday Beach.
indicated value for the subject based on sales, median value is 842,760, which is above our market value. Equity grid says 921,299, which is well above our number. And we were still below what they paid for it 9 years ago.
Strange is a 7 ST. But it is also, it's a weird shape.
Yeah, it's gonna be a 7. It's like built for the location. It's, laid out for how it's situated. Everything is the way it is by choice. The other ironic thing is a lot of times when a 7 class house sells, people will say, well, when this sold, I had to replace this and I replaced that and we put all this money into it. And it's because when you buy a house like that, you then go, I don't want this to be brown, I want this to be beige, and I'm gonna replace the tile in the bathroom. I don't like this thing around the counters. So it's just funny how that works. They're expensive houses and then you put more money into them. It's like buying a truck.
For the discriminating buyer.
Yeah, pretty much.
Seeing anything here. Okay. I make a motion on case ID 2021-438, account 20528, and considering Q1 incorrect appraised market value and Q2 appraisal ratio exceeds the median level of appraisal or the equity value, that we maintain the 2021 value, assessed value at $841,760.
All in favor?
Aye.
Case closed, opening case 439, account 20529.
The affidavit reads as follows: O'Connor accounts, property description blank, reason for protest, Q1 and 2, evidence 0 pages. Section 5 says no evidence, the attached list was property account IDs. Statement of owner is blank, signed by Jonathan Dayton, doesn't intend to appear. And this property is for sale for $700,000 if you want it. We have had 429 on it last year, it's 425 this year, it's depreciated, it's on Harbor Drive. This is a 6ST. Oh, it's the neighbor of the one we just looked at.
Yeah, it's right next door.
And the median sales value is 424,408, which is $1,000 less than our notice value. And the equity number is 516,781. There's a sales ratio report and a listing. The listing is $699. Well, they've taken $80,000 off of it just for you.
Mark it down a little bit for sales.
Yes, it is.
Okay. So I make a motion on case ID 2021-439, account number 20529, when considering Q1 incorrect appraised market value, Q2 appraisal ratio exceeds the median level of appraisal for the equity value, that we lower the 2021 assessed value from $425,810 down to $424,400.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Case closed, opening case 480, account 56467.
This is owned by William A. Jr. and Ann W. Page. PO Box 2005, Rockport, Texas, 78381. 138 Phillip Lane, 7832 is the property in question. Selected Q1 and 2, section 4 and 5 are blank. Statement of owner says limited sales in market area suggests lower value, OPV 478,000, signed by Chris Day, who doesn't intend to appear. Subject was last sold in 2005 for $99,000. Last year was 455,800. This year it's 501,380. notes, back to cost, settlement statement, where is this? Oh, okay, so this is this is a weird little spot, it's behind, Live Oak Elementary in 1781, way back in that, area, behind a bunch of cattle fields and stuff, or depending on how you go from the back end of Peninsula Oaks, there's a bunch of houses tucked away back there. Yeah, this is one of them. It is a 5 FB, it's 3,400 square feet, and it has a 4 FB detached garage. Pretty sizable house, it was built in 2012. Very, very tucked away. The indicated value based on sales is $501,127, which is $10,000 below our notice value. Equity grid number is $489,628, which is $20,000 below our notice value. $489,628 exactly. There are limited sales in that area in particular. It's tucked away.
So mark it down to the equity.
Yep.
Okay, I make a motion on case ID 2021-480, account 56467. When considering Q1 incorrect appraised market value and Q2 appraisal ratio exceeds the median level of appraisal or the equity value, that we lower the 2021 assessed value from $511,570 down to $489,620.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Case closed. Opening case 488, account 63691.
Okay, the owner is Craig W. Griffin, PO Box 1159, Rockport, Texas 78358. Property description is 911 Water Street, 78382. It's selected Q1 and 2, sections 4 and 5 are blank. Statement of owner says number 63691, lack of comparable sales in market areas suggest lower value. OPV 850,000, signed by Chris Day, who doesn't intend to appear. All right, property says settlement statement in 2020, market value in 2020 was 810. This year it was 928,660. There are no notes from this year. This is a 6 FB plus. It's on Water Street, and it is facing the bay. The sales grid indicates a value of $889,944.91, which is $40,000 below our notice value. And the equity grid number is 910,538, which is also below our notice value.
Super house.
Can't remember if this is the one I'm thinking of.
Al Johnson built it.
Yeah.
And lived in it.
17816.
Craig owns Charlotte Farmers.
Oh,
Fulton Harbor.
I used to hang out at this house.
TG's.
That's a saltwater swimming pool. It used to be, we'd find crabs in it.
Really?
They would find their way over there and, blue crabs at
Yeah.
the bottom of the pool. This house has one of those whole home vacuum cleaner systems where you plug the hose into the wall and the thing outside is just roaring like crazy, trying to create suction all over itself. Yeah.
Cool. Mark it down based on sales. Okay. So I make a motion on case ID 2021-488, account 63691, when considering Q1 incorrect appraised market value and Q2 appraisal ratio exceeds the median level of appraisal or equity value. Move that we lower the 2021 assessed value from $928,660 down to $889,490.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
We have 3 to go, but we need a short break.
Well, check with Val because she's added 3 since.
She's added 3.
Only 4 to go.
4 more. How many fingers do I have?
Yeah, doesn't Mike's office have a lock on the outside?
Are y'all done?
So no, there's so much. Did you added 3, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I'm
All
good.
right. That's, I just, like, they were like cheering about only having so many left, and I said, hold up.
Well, yeah,
Val
this will
added-
be from
Val added 3.
yesterday. So how did you see that?
See, because I've got the hearings open, it
Oh.
just loads them up for me. And I'm like, I was out of
Yeah,
order, I'm like,
okay.
click, I'm like, that's not the one I'm
So we-
on.
Right.
We did.
We did the ones from yesterday.
Well, I notified the agent, said about the 3, and he said, well, didn't we send those affidavits over? Didn't Chris Day send them? So I went back through and I found the 3 affidavits, so we're gonna
For
need to
the
do that.
8:30 ones.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So they were timely? And when did they come in?
Yes, they came in last week.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And so nothing on the agent not of record.
No,
Show total.
but the other
11.
3.
Still.
You were there?
What an idiot.
Goes on vacation, comes back, gives a nice little speech, and then goes on back to Camp David.
Takes her, blames everybody, says, the buck stops here, but it's not my fault. And I'm not gonna answer any of your questions, I'm going back on vacation. And where's Molly? She hadn't popped up for 50 days, 2 months. Then she went to El Paso to hang out, eat there. I miss young tweets.
Yeah.
Everybody thinks Biden's gonna run loosey-goosey, and they will too, so we're getting the Pentagon said. Fuck it, let's go. Let's pull it out, leave some shit, leave a bunch of
Run through them and then.
military grade ballistics and.
Right.
Yeah, let's leave some cool shit over there. Behead, bunch of women.
Well,
How many fingers do I have?
There's a bunch of girls.
We have 6. These 3 and 3 that she added.
okay.
She pulled them because they didn't have affidavits, and then they found the affidavits.
Oops. Oopsie. That's why I might be able to send my kid off.
Break my heart if you had to split.
Nah. We'll get to this pretty quick.
Okay, so you guys got it for tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
So is Kathy okay? Or do we don't know?
She's all right.
Huh?
She's okay.
Oh, okay, good.
Yep.
Okay, opening case number 532, account 24363.
Owner to On Call Rentals LLC, 155 Wood Hollow Drive, Dale, Texas, 78616. Properties 115 Kelly Lane, 782. Reasons selected are Q1 and 2. Evidence is 4 pages. OPV 54,592, PID 35216, 69,777. 35143, 65,000. 20685, 29,000. Comps appear to be in same condition as the subject. See photos. Signed by Jacqueline Williams, doesn't tend to appear. There is a transaction report of properties circled on Egret Lane and Heron Lane and FM 1781. They are similar age, late 50s, early 60s, similar size land. And we've got some transactions for $70,000, $65,000, and $30,000. See the class, we got a 2, a 5. Now you got a 2019 5 MV that sold for $65,000. Aaron. And then there's a mass affidavit attached, signed by Jonathan Dayton. Okay, our evidence is, this thing sold in 2021. Don't know for how much at the time of making this. Last year was $80,000, this year it's $83,890. It says added years and change class per driver on new roof windows and siding. This has been updated. It was built in 1958, the effective age is 1983. It is behind the new Family Dollar and that little church. It's right there. It's the storage unit on Market Street.
Is that what the,
The new Family Dollar is top left.
is the warehouses?
That is I think it's called,
Oh, this is the, that's the storage thing.
yeah, it's
The
a
air
climate
conditioned
control
storage.
storage.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, and the subject is a 3FB, and the comps are 3s and 2s and 3s in South Cassuth and Byrne same sort of neighborhood. And they're selling for 124, 120, 119, indicating a value for the subject of 82,631. What is driving the difference? Probably the effective age. I'm willing to bet dollars to donuts they didn't pay 3,000 for this just now. The equity grid number is 86,202. The sales indicate a negative adjustment of $1,000.
The picture in their evidence is interesting.
This is the
A modular house.
Well, yeah,
just the street view picture.
Yeah.
What's interesting about
it looks pretty dilapidated.
it? Yeah, it's pretty old.
And the arrow, if you blow it up, looks like the arrow is pointing to a structure. So what I don't know is,
Well, to the left of the head of the arrow is a small porch cutout. This is all one house. There's not a gap in between the dark thing and the door. And this street view photo was, Google hasn't rerun street view here in years. I think that's like 2016. If you look at our evidence, the photo that is now the primary photo for the property is a listing photo, I think. No, it's not. That's one of ours. It's got a little side view mirror in it. So that's what it looks like now.
okie dokie.
Okay, so I'm gonna make a motion on case ID 2021-532, account 24363. When considering Q1 incorrect appraised market value and Q2 appraisal ratio exceeds the median level of appraisal or equity value, I move that we lower the 2021 assessed value from 83,890 down to 82,630.
All in favor?
All right.
Case closed. Opening case 538. Account 25393.
38 or 537?
538.
Owner of this property is Jean L. and Amanda Whelan, 7 Candle Spice Place, Spring, Texas, 77382. Property description is 1102 Sand Dollar, 78382. Reason for protest, Q1 and 2. Section 4 is blank. Section 5 says no change market. Equity, 170,488. Statement of owner is blank. Signed by Jacqueline Williams, who does not intend to appear. Chris Day affidavit saying 150,000. So this property sold, this is a condo, okay, this is a condo in Sand Dollar, yeah. It sold in 2018 for $235,000. The value last year was $199,090. This year it's $199,090. It is in a state of repair. This property was purchased half complete for $235,000. It is. Comps are other properties in Sand Dollar condos. The indicated value for the subject being $227.96, which is below what they paid for it. I said one sale doesn't make market. $227,000 is the median. The equity grid shows that they're all at $199. We're awaiting any differences to appear in the rebuilt. That is all.
It was all at 52%.
They're all 52% in this building.
Okay.
52.
52.
That's pretty damn precise.
Not 51.
Not 51.
51, not 53. 52.
52.
Okay. I make a motion on case ID 2021-538, account 25393. When considering Q1 incorrect appraised market value in Q2 appraisal ratio exceeds the median level of appraisal or equity value, that we maintain the 2021 assessed value at $199,090.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Case closed. Open case 1697. Account 25343.
I have no affidavit for 1697.
What?
I don't have an affidavit for 1697.
We don't either.
Well, that may be one of the ones they found.
It would be in tax. Scott, do we have one in tax for 1697 taxpayer?
It's not.
Oh, sorry, it's 23551.
Got it.
This is another,
23
Two, five,
25343.
25343.
25343.
Oh, I'm seeing our evidence package here is the wrong one too. This account.
Yeah,
Evidence package 235.
You're right. That is the wrong evidence package.
I don't see it. I'll go get it.
three,
We have evidence,
And we
there's
have
no
these.
taxpayer evidence.
I don't know, you said it was not the right evidence.
No, I'm saying in tax for this account, is the taxpayer evidence blank?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
and in the folder that says 3 accounts to be heard, there are only 2 accounts.
How many fingers?
I was. We've been doing this too long.
No,
Cold in here.
I keep turning it up. I've turned it up to 70 and then 71 and then 72.
You messed with Mike's thermostat?
No, I just messed with valve thermostat in there. Well, yeah, it would be Mike's thermostat over there. Does he come in on a warp pathway?
He doesn't have a thermostat over there.
Point to you, if he comes after me.
Yeah, he'd be at the far end of the ductwork there, so yeah, his office might be the warmest.
All right, so the account 25343, we could not find an affidavit.
And there is no ACAD evidence?
There is ACAD evidence.
Yeah.
I don't know why it's not in there.
The evidence packet that was uploaded into this in the Amazon Drive
Mhm.
is just for the wrong account. We
Oh,
do have an evidence packet for this in PAX.
okay,
So we have evidence, but there's no affidavit, so they're essentially no show.
right.
You mark it as a no-show then?
We'll mark them as a no-show, yeah. So here's the 3. And you'll see it on your tablet as 3 accounts. On the 17th, 3 accounts to be heard.
Suzanne.
Yeah, were these in our, these were not in our original list of,
No, we haven't
For-
sworn in on these.
so we're gonna do them all as a
Together.
package? As a package? right?
Yes.
Okay.
Got that here. Cases.
Okay. We're good. Okay, we're, let's see.
You got 3 accounts to be heard.
We have 3 accounts that were missed. There are also O'Connor accounts. So we don't have to do the script. All we have to do is swear in. I, Charles Powers, do solemnly swear that I have not communicated with another person in violation of tax code section 4166F as it relates to case numbers 563, 1355 and 1356.
I, Robert Dayton, do solemnly swear that I have not communicated with another person in violation of tax code section 41.66F as it pertains to case ID 2021-563, 1355, and 1356.
Regarding case 563, 1355, and 1356, I, Bill Dutch, do solemnly swear I have not communicated with another person in violation of tax code 4166F.
I, Scott Wager, do solemnly swear that I have not communicated with another person in violation of tax code section 41.66F relating to case numbers 563, 1355, and 1356.
I am Burke, do solemnly swear from testimony shall present the appraisal review board, the Aransas County Appraisal District is true and correct for cases 563, 1355, and 1356.
Opening a hearing on case number 563, account number 13431.
Owner is Tracy A. Petrona, 1701 Bay House, condominium 1701, Rockport, Texas. Property is 1701 Bay House. The 1701 number 1701. The reasons for protest are Q1 and 2, sections 4 and 5 are blank. Statement of owner says 13431 market area sales do not support 39% increase in value of improvement. OPV 259,000 even. Signed by Chris Day, who doesn't intend to appear. This property is a condo in Bay House, and it sold in 2017. We don't have the price listed. Last year it was noticed at 229,370. This year it was noticed at 290,200. You can see the picture. It is an end unit on the turn there next to the pool in Bay House. The comps are sales of other condos in Bay House. What they're selling for, just big picture, 305, 325, 259, and 355. The indicated value when adjusted to be like the subject is 299,895. The equity number is 290,200. The subject is identical to comp number 1, and it is exactly the same value. That is all.
That's the cemetery behind?
It is.
Yeah, okay, that's what I thought. So these are the ones that are along Fulton Beach Road there.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
There's no defects or things that are being fixed or any of that kind of stuff.
Yeah, looks like it's 100%, or at least they're saying it is.
Okay.
I'm not seeing a reason to change it then.
No.
Okay, I move on case ID 2021-563, account 13431. When considering Q1 incorrect appraised market value and Q2 appraisal ratio exceeds the median level of appraisal, the equity value that we maintain the 2021 assessed value at $290,200.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Case closed. Open case on case number 1355, account number 13309.
The owner is David Gafford. His address is 2405 Creek Ridge Drive, Pearland, Texas 77581. Property in question is 305 Square Rigger, 78382. Reasons for protest or incorrect appraised market value values at equal comparative properties. Sections 4 and 5 are blank. Statement of owner is 13309. Subject property is overvalued, OPV 550,000. Signed by Chris Day, who doesn't continue to appear. And we had this property last year at 528,830. This year it's 570,290. It's 305 Square Rigger. It's at the end of the cul-de-sac there in Bahia Bay. It is a 6ST plus. The indicated value based on sales there on Windjammer, Square Rigger, Lands End, and Windjammer, it's 602.17, basically $600,000.
Ooh, that's a nice piece of property.
Yeah, yeah, it is. And the indicated value on the equity grid is 614,810, which is well above our notice value. That is all.
Yeah.
Not seeing anything there. More to change. So. Okay, I make a motion then on case ID 2021-1355, account 13309, when considering Q1 incorrect appraised market value and Q2 appraisal ratio exceeds the median level of appraisal, equity value. Also Q6 exemption was denied, modified, or canceled. No evidence was given there, and no evidence was given for Q11 that the property description is incorrect. I move that we maintain the 2021 assessed value at $570,290.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Case closed. Opening case 1356. Account number 13424.
The owner is Richard S. and Donna Glass at 7735 Northwood Drive, Sugar Land, Texas, 77479. Property is 1602 Bay House, 78382. Reasons for protest is Q1 and 2, sections 4 and 5 are blank. Statement of owner says number 13424, age and condition of subject property do not support 40% increase in value. OPD 249,000, signed by Chris Day, who doesn't intend to appear. Our evidence is the subject last year was certified at 228,290. This year it was noticed at 288,670. There is a condo in the Bay House. On the back side of Bay House, the Harbor Oak side, the comps are going to be sales of other properties there in Bay House. We're selling for 305, 355, 325, and 295. The indicated value when adjusted to be like the subject is 299,632. Equity grid number is 288,670. There's tons of uniformity. The first comp is exactly like the subject. That is all. Chicago and Bay House.
See anything? Okay.
Like the other one.
I make a
Oh,
motion.
and hang on, we have no evidence that there was an exemption applied for, denied, or anything like that. And the property descriptions matches our records.
Okay. I make a motion on case ID 2021-1356, account 13424, when considering Q1 incorrect appraised market value and Q2 appraisal ratio exceeds the median level of appraisal or the equity value. Also Q6 exemption was denied, modified, or canceled. No evidence was given there. And Q11 property description is incorrect. No evidence was shown there. I move that we maintain the 2021 assessed value of $288,670.
I'll second.
All in favor?
All right.
We completed?
Yep.
Okay, we are going to call that good. We'll do those the letter and the motions and stuff tomorrow.
I'll miss all that fun.
Oh, that's right.
We adjourn today's meeting.
I'll second.